Hey, yo tout le monde. Bienvenue sur le stream. Yo Crouton. Yo Doudou. Bienvenue au nouveau. Bienvenue à tous les potes. N'hésitez pas à lâcher un petit like. Yo Nobiki. Tu donnes vraiment ou pas? Je donne vraiment. Comment faut faire? J'en ai marre, tu donnes même pas de code. Bah Tizox, je te le garantis qu'hier, tu n'étais pas là. Hier, j'ai lâché plus de 25 codes. Je t'assure qu'hier, j'ai lâché plus de 25 codes. J'étais en live pendant 4 heures. Je te jure Tizox, MDR. Ben restez sur le live, vous restez pas. En tout cas, moi je vais en lâcher. C'est des sprays, juste ça ou le pass est gratuit. Ben normalement, vu que c'est la solo, du coup c'est la fin de la World Cup, si je dis pas de bêtises. Ils vont normalement tout lâcher MDR, le spray World Cup, il est gratuit, enculé. Hop. Nique ta mère toi, désolé. Bon les potes, on va mettre la World Cup comme hier. Hier on avait mis la World Cup. On avait attendu les games. Demandez à tout le monde. Hop. Stop le si tu me réserves un code la vie de ma mère le matin, je fais une vidéo pour te faire de la pub, j'ai 1,2K. Désolé Trose, mais ça a rien d'insulter. Tizox, en fait le problème c'est que je prends les codes de la Solari. Vu qu'il y a des gens qui n'ont pas Twitch, je prends leur code, je le mets sur mon live. Et vu qu'il y a du monde là-bas, un code est valable pour 50 personnes. La game elle a commencé, non? Ouais. Merci pour l'abonnement. T'as juste le spray. Enfin, aucune idée, hein. Peut-être ils vont lâcher soit avec les passes, soit avec les V-Bucks. Yo, je me suis abonné. Merci à Reazyxvii. Je peux me donner un code WADJR. Bienvenue sur le live, faut juste d'affiler sur compte YouTube et regarder le stream d'hier. Enfin, il y a des gens qui savent pas ça. C'est pour ça que je lâche les codes, quoi. Bon, nous on va aller sur le stream à... Hop. Regarde mon commentaire. Faut juste affiler sur TikTok. On est 11 sur le live les gars, bienvenue à tous. N'hésitez pas à lâcher un petit like et à vous abonner. En fait tu nous arnaques. Mais je te jure t'as le seum. Je sais pas pourquoi, j'ai l'impression que t'as le seum. Pourquoi je vais vous arnaquer en fait? C'est la Solari qui donne les codes, moi je le mets dans mon chat. Demandez à tous, hier il y a plusieurs personnes qui ont des codes. Je te jure t'as le seum, je sais pas pourquoi, j'ai l'impression que t'as le seum. Pourquoi je vais vous arnaquer en fait? C'est la Solari qui donne les codes, moi je le mets dans mon chat. Demandez à tous, hier il y a plusieurs personnes qui ont des codes. Je te jure t'as le seum, je sais pas pourquoi, j'ai l'impression. Merci BG. Bon, les gars, pour vous il vous suffit juste de vous abonner, de liker et de patienter. On gagne quoi? Normalement un code avec le... Il y a le spray déjà c'est sûr. Peut-être le pass de combat et des V-Bucks, je suis pas sûr. Mais bon, vu que c'est la fin de la World Cup, ils ont plusieurs codes à lâcher. Du coup, ça se peut qu'ils lâchent des codes avec la World Cup, etc. Bah si tu nous arnaques, on va passer un code maintenant. Mais... Oh putain. C'est la Solari qui lâche les codes sur Twitch. Et moi je prends leur chat, je le mets dans mon chat. Pas si dur que ça. Les 8 sur le live, ils viennent tous. Ça craint qu'il n'y a personne d'hier. Parce qu'il y avait plusieurs personnes, oui, mais le code, comment on le met? Je vais te mettre un lien, attends, je te mets un lien tout de suite. Tu vas cliquer sur le lien. Puis, normalement, tu auras connexion, tu vas te connecter et tu auras le code à mettre. Attends. C'est vrai qu'hier, c'était un peu galère. Plusieurs.
Keen on those audio cues, they'll know almost immediately. Rotating down to Lucky Landing. Boog on the screen. Snazy there as well. First stink bomb coming on through. Doesn't actually wind up connecting with too much. 16 builds in total. Now remember, we do play with siphon settings on. So if you get an elimination, you earn 50 HP. So if you're at 74 total health, you'll gain 26 HP to go to max and 24 shield. Also, when you get the elimination, even if the opponent has 0 materials, they'll still drop 50 of each material type. So there's a lot of, especially
hop, on le rentre où les codes. Bon les gars, hop. Coller. C'est le lien du site Epic Games les gars, vous cliquez sur le lien. Attendez, même moi je vais cliquer. Dès que vous cliquez sur le lien, vous avez passe de combat, etc. Vous faites connexion. Le bouton en haut à droite, il y a télécharger connexion, vous connectez. Puis vous partez, il y a sur votre nom, à la place de connexion, vous aurez votre nom. Vous cliquez sur votre nom, vous allez avoir apparaître obtenir code, mettre code. Et vous mettez les codes. Il est comme Zertek qui nous arnaque. Mais MDR, c'est bon. Oh. Hop. Je pense que t'as le seum, je sais pas pourquoi. Je les donne quand les codes. En fait, c'est la Solari qui lâche les codes. Moi, je l'ai eu, les 3 trucs à débloquer. Les codes de la Solari, c'est pas du fake. Voilà, Reazyxvii, il a eu, les gars. Bon, les gars, attendez. Si c'est du mytho, vous me dislike bot. C'est bon? Attendez un peu. La game, elle a commencé. Je suis sur le live à la Solari.
Enough. Bugginess is just behind as Snazy sneaks away on the higher floors of that north side building. Yeah, Booga winds up seeing that middle cherry blossom tree get knocked down, and a lot of times in competitive games, players will just hit the trees down to 50 total HP left, but they won't fully remove them from the map because the animation of the tree breaking gives away your position.
Je peux avoir un code, je sais comment faire s'il te plaît. Et quand on est connecté, on fait quoi? Ben, dès que tu es connecté, il va te mettre un code, un emplacement pour mettre un code. Ben, tu vas mettre ton code là-bas. C'est pas du mytho. Merci à Reazyxvii. Bon, il y a juste toi d'hier, je pense. Je sais pas si c'était là hier, mais.
But from the community here this weekend did play yesterday, I believe placed 14th with his duo Mr. Savage. The first stink bomb comes on through, and with that damage, it looks like Reazyxvii wants a fight, but unfortunately does take 50 immediately from the back, and will go ahead and just give up his position for long. A little bit of frustration on his face, and you can't blame him. Shots as he's attempting to push a little bit on Nate right there. Pleasant Park still inside the safe zone, so moving away from this doesn't have to happen just yet. We'll see. Nate takes an opportunity, rotates all the way across to that treehouse building in the southwest corner. Meanwhile, southwest of the entire map, Crew not alone down here. A little bit of a build fight back and forth, and they are not inside the zone. 91 players remain right now. Only 9 have gone down. It's early in the game. It's going to stay very, very high in the player count. Crew may be waiting to see if that edit comes through. Doesn't quite. Storm waiting inside. We see this all the time. Just holding the edit inside the pyramid. Yep. He doesn't want to step out, potentially get shot. Rotate back down underneath and maybe check his other sides. Meanwhile, King led Wiki in a 1v1. King on the defensive. At this point, he might have the high ground.
Yo mec, le code d'hier a marché pour moi car j'ai reçu les Spiral Cup. Yo Captain Jules. Ben, les gars, preuve, Captain Jules IRL était là, il a eu plusieurs codes. Il n'y a pas l'option pour mettre un code. Attends, je vais me connecter, attends. Normalement, il y a l'option pour mettre un code. Je vais même épingler.
Skeptic who winds up going down to Mongrel Mitro. This time I think King will live to see another fight, but ooh, I like some of this little spiciness to kick off game number 1.
Fortnite Epic Games. Il y a le bouton connexion à droite. Hop. Oui. C'est bon, je me suis connecté les gars. Puis, vous voyez votre nom là, au-dessus à droite. Dis-moi si tu vois ton nom, truc. Comment il s'appelle Tizox. Tizox. Dis-moi si tu vois ton nom, ton épique. Tu cliques pas sur ton épique, tu mets juste la souris si t'es sur PC. Ou alors tu cliques si t'es sur manette ou sur téléphone. Puis normalement tu vas avoir compte, utiliser code.
First SMG, probably not the exact item the players want, but still making use of it. Uh-oh, it's a corn fight. Dr. Lupo, you're used to this in Nebraska.
Je pense aujourd'hui qu'ils vont lâcher les codes avec les V-Bucks. Je suis pas sûr, mais en espérant qu'ils vont lâcher.
We see Rogueshark currently dropping down the bandage for the moment. Already the ramp goes through, and Rogueshark just wasn't ready for it. So he didn't catch what happened right there, Dr. Lupo. Quick little breakdown. The campfire was placed. He lost control of his wall, but because he had no pyramid inside his box, the opponent placed a ramp and then edited past the ramp for extra cover. It's
Oh le bâtard. Oh le bâtard.
ways to take out an opponent
bien géré.
inside their 1-by-1. Left Eye did just get an elimination. Does use that shockwave to get away from Erouse, but solid start as well. And I believe I did just see a fan favorite in Vivid in the elimination feed picking up his first elim.
Storm starting to move. We have 56 seconds. My apologies before the next circle closes, and it is a big crunch to the center of the map. You might not be able to see in the bottom right there, but folks, it is just northeast centered from Neo tilted. Everyone is going to get pushed together into the city. See here, Dubs.
Aujourd'hui c'est le camouflage. C'est quand le prochain code s'il te plaît? C'est quand le code? C'est la Solari qui lâche. Alors moi le camouflage je l'ai reçu en regardant le live. Bah les gars, demandez à Captain Jules. Hier on a dû attendre. Au début ils ont pas lâché les codes. Puis vers la fin, vers la troisième game ils ont commencé à lâcher des codes. Du coup n'hésitez pas à rester les gars. Peut-être qu'ils vont lâcher. Ils vont faire le contraire aujourd'hui. Je suis dans le chat, je vois pas de code.
But not able to connect with that final combat shotgun shot. And Dr. Lupo, look at this inventory for Riverson, for Team Liquid. 6 shockwave grenades, 2 minis, 3 chug splashes, a launch pad. Weapons a little bit awkward, if I'm going to be honest. Just a scoped assault rifle and a
Kristar il a encore en vie je pense.
Shotgun, but Storm Surge is coming to play, and Dr. Lupo, we haven't really touched on that yet today. Inform the viewers at home as to exactly what this is.
So Storm Surge is a mechanic to prevent players from potentially sitting and not engaging in fights. If there are a certain number of players at this point, over 70 when the circle closes, people are going to start to take 25 damage.
Et Modo donc il va pas mentir pour toi. Bah c'est moi qui l'a mis Modo en plus. Oh là là.
It's a way to encourage players to get engaged in fights without having to force anybody.
Un code les gars, un code. Tenez un code. Mettez-le. Hop, c'est la Solari qui a lâché le code les gars, mettez-le. Mettez-le dans le site, faites vite.
Players above the damage threshold sitting pretty right now, but players who are below it, they're frantically searching for some damage they can do to try to get themselves in a safe spot.
Aqua on your screen, one of the
Dites-moi quand c'est fait.
Duo champions from yesterday, just outside of SD Divot. Shots inside here, colorful, trying to rotate back away. Doesn't want to quite get caught just yet. Those splashes, by the way, one of the best healing items in the game right now in scrimmages, competitive Fortnite. An instant.
Mais laisse-le, Captain Jules, c'est bon, laisse-le. S'il croit pas, je viens de lâcher 2 codes. Je vais regarder s'il y a d'autres codes. Encore un code. Je sais pas si c'est le même.
Look at how dead center this zone is in the bottom right of your screen. Mr. Savage did just get an elimination down on him often.
Ouais, c'est le même. Yo, Azrid. Azrid, on est bien d'accord qu'hier t'étais là, tu as eu ton code. Y a pas de fake, on est bien d'accord. Je l'ai pas eu. Bah fallait être plus rapide Valentin. Attends, il lâche plusieurs codes en fait, c'est ça le problème. Du coup vous avez plus de chance. Après, là ils sont en live, ils ont 120 000 spectateurs. Il y a aussi eux qui mettent le code. Un code c'est pour 50 personnes. Je rêve ou de fuir les morts. J'ai lâché un de fou.
Competitive Fortnite is very much about late game strategy and positioning.
GG, c'est trop lent, c'est pas du fake. Merci TSM Twig, je pense que toi aussi t'étais là hier. Merci à tous les gars pour ceux qui disent pas que c'était du fake. Parce que c'est pas du fake en fait. Les nouveaux, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner à la chaîne, petit like. Salut YoGlets YT. Je pense qu'il était nouveau, n'hésite pas à lâcher un petit like et à t'abonner pour activer la cloche de notification. J'espère que tu vas bien. Le code marche. Le code marche pour 50 personnes, mais je vous explique. Je prends les codes sur le live de la Solari. Du coup, si ils sont 120 000 sur le live, dès qu'ils lâchent les codes, moi je les copie-coller sur le live, sur mon live quoi. Mais le problème c'est qu'il y a 120 000 personnes. Il y a aussi des personnes qui essayent de mettre le code en fait. C'est un peu ça le problème.
No reason to apply too much pressure just yet. He's kind of waiting to see other players that may be around him rotating away, and that's exactly the play. Bucky, by the way, a player that we've seen in competitive qualifiers. He actually spent some time talking to Hogman a lot to refine his gameplay and his drop, and we've seen a big improvement since then.
Buck, il est contre Kinstar si je dis pas de bêtises.
All the way here, the World Cup solo finals.
Will he use one of the campfires in the inventory? 25 extra health.
Gros, ça marche pas là, non, sérieux mec. Sur PC on peut copier-coller, le code marche. Tous les combien de temps il lâche les codes? Ben, aucune idée, c'est des codes aléatoires. Hier on a dû attendre environ quoi, 1 heure pour avoir des codes. Je mens pas, demandez aux autres. Puis l'autre jour on a dû attendre même pas quoi, 10 minutes, ils ont commencé à lâcher des codes, même aujourd'hui. C'est un like, merci Gosami. Les nouveaux, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à activer la cloche de notification.
The focus of the current map right now, a lot of players out here on the hill. Northeast side of Neo tilted, actually a pretty good spot. You have multiple slips nearby. While those are still on, you have to remember those do turn off. Sky taking shots, I believe that's on DRG just to the south. No pressure applied there. He's trying to sneak any shot he can through. Actually, it's challenged. Surprises me, doesn't go for the build there to protect and get a better spot.
Wow, that's solid damage though.
Just go for it.
Solid damage, and look what's also on the ground right there. The legendary infantry rifle. Still can swap to that when needed. Right now, choosing to go with the spray weapon. This is a player that's close. We have a replay coming on in soon of Mega from FaZe, who played yesterday in the duos competition with Dubs. Dubs already dropped his game. We'll see how Mega plays this one. Gets to the opponent's box. 2 clean shots. And there it comes through, and near max materials, slurp juice as well as chug splashes will be sitting pretty with the inventory right there. The next zone did just pop on up, moving to kind of the eastern side of the current zone. And what we're seeing right now from Skite is Skite recognizes he's got extra materials back, so he's going to run back, build out a little bit, grab the excess materials, and continue to tunnel with these mats. He's also juggling items over as well to still have the ability to use these whenever he would like to wish to.
Il y a aussi l'événement sur Fortnite aujourd'hui, si j'ai pas de bêtises. On dit que c'était pendant la World Cup. C'est un like. Là, il y en a pas. Attends. Non, pour l'instant, il n'y en a pas. Je suis sur le chat, il n'y en a pas.
Zate was in the lead with Saf yesterday, 5 of the 6 games, but in the end, not able to close it out. You see, just continuing to spray, is above the damage threshold. This next threshold of players, Dr. Lupo, 50. So we're about a minute away before it activates. Bizzle with elimination, though, down on the Stacey.
At this point, too, you have a lot of players. Crunch is going to start to happen. Player count starting to dwindle. The loadout here in Zate's inventory, a single shadow bomb going to be used for rotation if he has to. Not quite yet, though. He's already in the next safe zone. That heavy sniper rifle we just saw moments ago, and he'll probably go for it again. He's going to knock out a wall and immediately swap to that legendary AR to try and take shots while the wall is gone, while the player may not be paying attention. This could be a big one right here. Immediate swabble, 69 shield pack, solid crit through the wall. They do box up, but it looks like at that moment he saw the boxes being pressured from another player and decided to go for it.
Keep in mind,
here we go.
Keep in mind,
Là, il n'y en a pas. Mets un chrono à côté chaque 6 minutes, tu lâches un code. Mais c'est pas moi qui lâche les codes. Est-ce qu'il y a le pass de combat et 2000 V-Bucks? Pourquoi tu parles plus? Je suis en train de chercher un truc. C'est la Solari qui lâche les codes. Je le redis et je le redis. Je sais pas si c'est des sprays ou c'est des codes avec des V-Bucks.
Carhu did just go down to that storm surge, so an unfortunate game number one there, and ooh, some free shockwave grenades to pick up Dr. Lupo will be extremely useful in these rotating zones. And
ah, il a ramassé cher.
Is eating the stink bomb, 50 damage, Dr. Lupo. Terrible, terrible spot to be in for Lolbu.
Lolbu, a solo Irishman, qualified for the World Cup here, gonna have to push on through and try and make his way to the next safe zone.
Les gars, c'est du mytho, mais c'est bon. C'est qui? Pourquoi tu parles plus? Lâche des codes, c'est qui? Si, mais j'en ai pas eu. Mytho MDR. C'est pas du mytho, c'est vrai. Tu vas sur Solari, tu voles les codes. Ben, c'est pas volé. Il y a des gens qui ont pas Twitch en fait. J'essaie d'aider ceux qui ont pas Twitch. Mais si tu parles de ça voler, c'est comme tu veux. Reddit que c'est du mytho, je te banne. C'est vrai, mais ils volent. J'avoue que c'est pas légal, mais il y a des gens qui ont pas Twitch en fait. J'essaie de les aider. C'est totalement vrai. Moi, j'en ai un sur le live hier. Il y en avait un à 100 personnes. Au pire, on va voir le tweet à DZ et London. Il y a moins de. ADZ, il y a moins de viewers. Enfin, lui aussi il prend sur la Solari si j'ai pas de bêtises. Enfin, je sais pas, ADZ peut-être qu'il a des codes pour l'event, mais là, eux, ils font ça pour les codes quoi. Alors que la Solari, il lâche des codes comme ça. Si vous appelez ça voler, c'est comme vous voulez les potes. Hein. Ben, je sais que c'est pas bien, mais je fais ça pour aider ceux qui n'ont pas Twitch.
This is one of the best spots in the game right now. We'll have to see where the map is going to rotate in north-northwest, so he's going to have to make a move soon. A very hefty weapon loadout. Not a whole ton of rotation. Does have the 2 launch pads. Does have 3 deploy. Those are going to leave you exposed up in the air. Go to look back King. Rotation here. The feed starting to light up. 38 players. Oh yeah. And that count is going to go down, down, down. Zate eliminated by Left Eye. Colorful taking up another one out as well. King, 4 eliminations. You have to remember, placement points don't kick in until top 25.
Au pire, on va voir le live. Non, il en a pour lui. Bon, Valentin, je t'explique. En fait, sur la Solari, ils sont 120 000. Mais il y en a environ quoi? Il y a quasi les 120 000 personnes qui regardent le live juste pour la World Cup en fait. Ils regardent le live juste pour la World Cup. Alors que sur le live à ADZ, ils sont 100, 200 grand max, mais ils veulent tous le code quoi. Je sais pas si je t'arrive à t'expliquer. Là, il y a peu de gens qui veulent. Mec, tu veux Joe? Non, je suis en train de garder la World Cup. J'ai exclu des codes. Kinstar, il a encore envie? Attends, je vois pas de Kinstar. Nate, non, il est mort Kinstar. Kinstar, il est mort.
Ah,
Bon les gars, attendez. Désolé. Je m'en privé, désolé les potes. Oh putain.
Now though, but King got the job done. There was 27 players left, Dr. Lupo. King eliminates the last 2 to make it a top 25 for the placement points.
Non, il en a trop.
Going down to the feed. What a shot and a quick edit swap there. Uga showing why he's one of the most active.
Top 15.
Top 15. Mag with an elim. Your feed in the top left. One of the most important things to watch if you're looking for players' names. Here he's going to have to wait and bait players out. Movement now. Here it is. The shadow bomb for rotation. He's still got 2 more in his inventory, which this late in the game is huge. He does have 3 shockwave grenades as well, in case height needs to be taken, or even a long-range rotation.
Ouais, il a 4 kills, Jarkos. Je sais pas c'est qui, mais il a 4 kills. Ah, il s'est fait laser. Oh là là, il s'est fait laser. Des fortes chances Buga gagne la game. Puis il monte encore un peu. Après au-dessus, c'est qui a la hauteur comme ça au-dessus? J'arrive pas à voir, c'est pas... J'ai le code. Il y en a toujours pas. Malheureusement. Malheureusement.
Concentré, très minutieux. Et là, regardez les derniers qui s'affrontent avec
Salk à la hauteur max.
Magnifique positionnement de sa part.
Il tire un petit peu sur tout le monde. Il reste encore 7 joueurs en vie pour la dernière zone, les amis.
Buga qui claque une shadow supplémentaire pour se faire oublier, laisser les autres.
Oh, peut-être là-dessus, peut-être la balle.
Je pense qu'on prend le fight là.
Il en profite un bruit. Il attend la sortie. Il met une bonne balle. Et il prend encore un kill là-dessus, Buga.
Buga
Passe
à
Buga 6 kills.
Je te jure, Buga il est chaud. Il y en a toujours pas, malheureusement. Les nouveaux, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à lâcher un petit like. Oh mon dieu. Oh mon dieu, il est trop chaud. Oh là là. Oh là là.
The crowd on their feet. Booga, calm, cool, and collected, wipes out 5 of the last top 6 players for the victory royale. What a swing of points right there, Dr. Lupo. You get the win. You get max.
Il est trop chaud, hein, je te jure. Game à 9 kills, merci pour l'abonnement. Théma, il était... Oh là là. Oh là là. Oh putain. Putain de merde, c'est un génie. Salut mec. Yo Isaac, le son, plus un abo. Merci Valentin. Isaac, je pense qu'hier t'étais là, il y avait plusieurs codes, on est bien d'accord. Je lâchais des codes.
In the shadow bombs, so many people worry so much about popping out of the shadow and immediately boxing and protecting themselves. Instead, Booga winds up pushing forward, looking for where his next victim could be, and then pops out of the shadow and eliminates the player. It happened 3 times right there, and it was big reasons why he was able to push on through. Booga, an incredible performance.
Il n'y a pas de code pour l'instant.
What is that, 19 points in game number 1? I don't see how anyone's above that.
At this point, I mean, we're going to take a look exactly to see where
like I predicted
that falls on the leaderboards. No surprise here, a 9-point
lead
out of game 1.
Il fait de la merde. Captain Jules, tu en as lâché beaucoup, ouais. On est bien d'accord, j'en ai lâché beaucoup même. Et c'est la Solari qui lâche, je l'ai dit. Là pour l'instant, Solari il lâche rien. On va voir le classement de la World Cup. Finale solo.
Of the 10 top players after game 1, all from the US. Here's your 11th through 20th place right now. You know, Benji Fishy on there, Evil Mare on there as well. But a fantastic start to today, and I'm loving the energy from this crowd at the first ever Fortnite World Cup. They saw how good the competition was yesterday, and I know everyone was so excited to kick it off today with millions watching online. They saw Booga take game number 1. He's down on the floor with Jordan.
Tu lâches peut-être des codes, mais ils sont déjà utilisés, mais... Oh. Bon, non, il y avait full code, mais malheureusement c'est 12 détails. Après il en a drop pas sur la... Je pense qu'il est trop pendant le boss. Hier j'en ai eu alors fameux. En fait aujourd'hui c'est comment? Je sais pas, putain, c'est un comment. Aucune idée, putain. Kin il fait n'importe quoi, hein. Je sais pas il fait quoi. On espère... Attends, je vais vous dire il a eu combien de points Kin. Zayt il a eu 2 points. Kin je pense il a même pas eu de points. Kinstar il a eu 1 point, il est 34ème. Oh là là, c'est chaud quand même. Camo, ben écoute, je sais pas, c'est la Solari, il lâche des codes. Hier j'ai vu plusieurs mecs dire ouais on veut des camos et tout. Peut-être des camos aujourd'hui. J'espère qu'il y va monter. Hein. Et mon Graal il est où mon Graal? Il fait la cup là, on est bien d'accord.
Thank you so much, Lupo and Courage. And while Booga was able to dominate the rest of the lobby, I want to take a look at one of the other most marquee and aggressive players we saw. He had the entire lobby saying, Toda salve adore.
Il n'y a pas de code pour l'instant.
It is king
Malheureusement.
Camo
qui n'a pas le niveau pour eux. Inch'Allah il rattrape. Enfin il y a moyen, Kinstar c'est... Après là-bas c'est un autre niveau. C'est pas comme... C'est pas comme Dylan. C'est pas si simple que ça quoi. On est 14 sur le live, bienvenue à tous, bienvenue aux nouveaux, n'hésitez pas à lâcher un petit like et à vous abonner. En plus le pire c'est que Kin il a été mis comme un FR alors que c'est en Suisse. Je sais pas s'il a choisi le drapeau. Reazyxvii.
Fight me, I shoot first. I am the king. Was able to go, but unfortunately gets caught there in the rotation. But still, a brilliant performance from the young Argentinian. He's looking to challenge. He's looking to frag out.
Qui n'a pas le niveau. Alors Noward s'il te plaît. Code. Allez Noward. Noward je l'ai pas aussi vu. Kinstar 55 elle mon... Ah mon Graal il est mort, 0 points. Oh là là, mais King il a... Je sais pas gros, King il a 16 ans, je pense qu'on revoit perso, si je des bugs je demande à ma mère. Bah c'est bien Tizox. Je te félicite.
Sundown, thank you so much. Appreciate the quick analysis of everything that happened in the middle of that game. A lot of action here at the Fortnite World Cup solo competition. This is the last day for the entire event as well. I hope everyone has enjoyed Marshmallow's concert. We have tons of people here in the crowd. Yeah. Absolutely, it's just been ridiculous. So much fun.
My Italian family was out there, 25 people deep. They've got a full deli layout.
On est 16 sur le live, bienvenue à tous, bienvenue aux nouveaux, n'hésitez pas à lâcher un petit like et à vous abonner, je reste à vous, merci Tizox. Les gars, n'hésitez pas aussi à activer la cloche de notification, c'est très important. La cloche de notification, ça joue surtout les gars, pour avoir, pour être au courant de mes lives, de mes vidéos, etc. Du coup, n'hésitez pas à activer la cloche de notification. T'as des codes. Kirem BTW. En fait, c'est la Solari qui lâche les codes et moi je copie la Solari, je le mets dans mon chat quoi. Si vous appelez ça voler, c'est comme vous voulez. Code, hop. Encore un code. Il y a un code les potes. Inch'Allah un jour du jeu à 2. En espérant. Bonjour, je voudrais un code. Les gars, mettez ce code. Tu regardes même pas Solari, ils viennent de mettre un code. Ben, je viens de le mettre, gros, calme. Valentin, calme. J'ai mis le code, les potes. Mettez-le sur le site. Dites-moi si ça marche ou pas.
Going into game 2, yep. Knowing that we still have 5 remaining, knowing that based on the leaderboards from yesterday, that 17 points at one point separated first and last.
Ah, il est en bas. Il est en bas. Troisième en bas.
Yeah, there it is. I'm pretty sure Tifu has the block.
Il y a des gens qui ont des codes. Je l'ai eu, GG Doudou. Tu mets trop de temps, il avait déjà mis depuis longtemps. Ben gros, j'ai mis grand max 10 secondes, même pas. Doudou, il a eu, GG Doudou. GG si tu l'as eu. Le code arrivera en masse 5. Ouais, je pense aussi.
5 games away from $3 million.
I have to say, I feel like after one game, seeing an average placement stat of first, that's something I would screenshot just to hold on to. Yeah,
The best player in the world.
I averaged first through all the games that have been played.
Here is Aqua versus Twins Aqua, as we can't stress enough, our Fortnite World Champion from yesterday in duos. Only with a common SMG is Twins, and pumps being missed left and right from Aqua. And I'm going to tell you right now, Aqua's going to be upset with himself on that one. That was a sloppy fight from both sides. I'm going to say it right now. Those early game fights can be very, very awkward, but we also have the first elimination.
Là, je suis sur ton live depuis hier, j'arrive pas à en avoir alors que ça m'énerve. Bon, au revoir.
Here's your reward. A llama that was looking at a nice view from the top of
Qui est mort.
Dusty Divot.
Sneezy, il est mort.
Note here, Twins had 46 elims in his qualifying matches. That's so many eliminations.
Sneezy, il est mort, je sais pas comment il a fait, mais il est mort. Classement à la World Cup. Akko aussi, il est mort, je pense. Ouais, Bouga, il est premier avec 19 points. King avec 10 points. Il n'y a pas de français dans le top 10, les potes. Première game, il n'y a pas de français dans le top 10. Il y a Nate qui est 13ème. Juste Nate avec 7 points. C'est pas la merde dans 7 points. Perso, j'ai eu un tag hier. Les gars, n'hésitez pas à partager, à lâcher un petit like.
Chess spawn counts in the entire game. This POI is insane.
Yeah, I believe 29 possible chests or something along those lines. But as MQ says, you know what? Let me roll away for right now. We'll give that to Mr. Savage. Over to Snobby Shores. It's Hornet putting the spray down with that heavy assault rifle. Only 19 AR shots left, Dr. Lupo. So we'll have to use them wisely here. 8 players have dropped so far in the zone. We're on a southwestern side zone on this one. So already some good variation between the zones in Game 1 and Game 2. Hornet would continue to move slowly but surely over to...
Donne un code s'il te plaît, code créateur JM3182. Mais le tag, on peut les avoir en regardant 20 minutes de live Fortnite. Il y a des... Tu dois connecter ton compte YouTube, tu dois regarder 20 minutes de live, je pense. C'est bon, je suis en mode studio. Ah, on est sur Kinstar là. Pourquoi elle a pas de cam Kinstar?
Wouldn't be surprised if he goes in for it here in just a second, and he does. Watching that corner, Hornet still on the defensive. Long range spray from a drum shotgun isn't enough, but up close.
Les gars, je sais pas si c'est la deuxième game ou la troisième. Je pense que j'ai Halo. Oui, un code ici. Yo Raouf, Djebali. Bienvenue au nouveau les potes, n'hésitez pas à lâcher un petit like et à vous abonner, c'est gratuit.
A very important note there. Nix had the most eliminations in the online opens at 61 during his qualifying week. That's crazy too. And Nix from Brazil. We often saw very aggressive gameplay from those players during their qualifying matches.
All they would do was kind of just stomp through their lobbies. We always talked about how insane it was. Here's the inventory for Tifu right now. 4 minis.
Code. Comment on fait pour avoir des codes? Comment on peut avoir des codes, mec? Code. C'est la deuxième. Ah, c'est la deuxième, ok alors. Bah, pour avoir les codes, les gars, il suffit de liker mon live, de vous abonner et d'activer la cloche de notification si vous le voulez, bien sûr, la cloche. Et faudra attendre. Et je lâche les codes de la Solari dans mon chat, les potes. Je dis, c'est pas mes codes. Ah ouais, match 2. Ah ouais, je viens de voir,
Get an advantageous position too, because you're right up the hill. Like I said before, this baller spawns up there. Those are going to get grabbed pretty quick, but if they don't, if you're lucky enough, you have free rotation as well. It's also not terribly far from a slipstream to the south, just past the umbrella quarry down there. Meanwhile, Mr. Savage stuck in a 1v1 down here at Happy Hamlet. There's actually 3 players total. My apologies. You see on the mini map in the bottom right there. They can't see those arrows, but we definitely can. And Crew and Takamura still down inside in the building. Audio cues trying to listen for each other. Takamura, you see, not really moving. Crew trying to do some wall replacing to build up a little bit of a material buffer in case fighting does happen here. I think Mr. Savage is going to rotate out.
Here is Tifu with a player just in front. Looks like a fight he's potentially looking to
MDR,
not sure exactly
vous
what the health
abonnez
is
pas,
of the
les codes
opponent
Solari ont usé
just
en 2
ahead, but you
secondes.
gotta think, okay, so there is a health advantage.
Il est
Maybe
mort,
Tifu did a
Kin.
bit of
Bon,
damage as
Psychose,
Kluja will
pourquoi tu
begin
dis
to
ça, gros?
heal on up, so it does look
Il y a
like
plusieurs
Tifu
personnes
damaged
qui
the
le disent
player.
dans le
Thought
chat.
about challenging, but for right now, we'll just
Je sais
box
pas
for a moment.
pourquoi
They are
les
very,
gens ils sont
very
contre moi en fait. Alors je fais ça pour
soon
vous.
gonna have to move towards his zone.
Merci pour l'abonnement, je sais pas qui s'est abonné.
You're watching online and you get an opportunity here to clip some shots from Tifu. It's gonna be very
Et parce
accurate.
que hier
We've
mon
seen
pote
it
en a
before
eu.
and we'll see him again with that
Faut être
infantry
rapide
rifle.
les potes, faut être
One
rapide.
of the best in the game.
That was kind of
Solari
greedy from
bot,
Tifu.
non.
He has a ton of
J'ai
material.
cru voir un
He
code
didn't
mais non.
expect his opponent to challenge and go for a shot, but because he tries to save a couple walls of wood, has to pop one of those big shields. And Kluja says, you know what?
On est 16 les
I'm
potes,
out of here,
bienvenue au
and the
nouveau.
zone's already there, so Tifu has a long trek ahead of him. Might have to decide if he's going to use a launch pad here. Probably not, as he does have the slipstreams down below, but still will take some damage.
On est 17 les potes, bienvenue au nouveau, on n'est pas contre toi mais c'est vrai.
Spawn up at the burger.
Pas en 2 secondes, abusez pas.
Zip across,
Valentin,
off midway through
c'est
and
pas en
go
2
down
secondes,
rapid.
mais en 10 secondes, on va dire 10 secondes.
Eliminated
Parce qu'il y a plusieurs
to start
personnes
off
qui
this
regardent
game
le
in
live juste pour la World
so
Cup quoi, ils s'en battent les couilles des
game
codes.
one winner out early on, which means that 9-point lead will surely be
Rien
cut
pour
down as this one goes on.
Merci pour l'abonnement, je sais pas qui s'est abonné.
Yesterday we were nearing the #1 trend in the world on Twitter. I'm going to challenge all of you right now. Use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup across everywhere. Send in how you're watching today.
Je me suis abonné, merci YTNRT. N'hésitez pas aussi à activer la cloche de notification. Écoute pas les rageux.
From the millions of you all tuning on in. Can't stress that enough. Let everyone know that the largest event, one of the largest events of all time, concludes today with a $30 million prize pot in total throughout the weekend.
Oui, ils sont quand même 100 000. Mais bon, sur 100 000, je vais te les garantir que ils sont tous en train de regarder quoi. Ils essaient de nous faire plaisir parce qu'il y en a qui n'ont pas de Twitch à leur fermer vos gueules. Soyez sympa de doute. Tu as le buzz de combat, c'est moi, je me suis abonné. Merci YTNRT. N'hésitez pas à activer la cloche de notification. Bon, ton nom devait être affiché en haut à gauche, c'est pas affiché. Ah, il est mort. Ah, Kinstar. Bon. Bon, j'ai le live en ralenti les gars parce que je suis sur le live à la Solari. Moi le problème en fait j'ai pas 2 écrans, du coup je dois switch 2 pages. J'aurais 2 écrans, je serais sur le live de la Solari et à côté je serais sur mon live quoi. Ok, Kinstar il se rush.
That the player inside ahead of him has the lead. Another big hit, 14 HP left for Twins. A build fight is all he's got left. He could shadow and try and get away.
Ouais, il a 14 PV, vas-y Kin. Vas-y Kin. Vas-y Kin.
Twins is going to go down. We'll see here.
Allez.
Pump is all it takes though with this thing. 150 HP.
Oh putain.
Almost going down there. No shield remaining. A back and forth between these two types.
Bien joué.
Bien
joué Kinstar. Bien joué. Jacques Kinstar.
Spoke to production, we'll bring that back in for you all to see just how insane zone number 2 will be for everyone on this map.
Actually, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because they have a long, long run ahead. Look at that.
All
a
the
third
way
of
to
the
the
zone
south side.
off the map.
Not only are you forced all the way to the bottom of the map, you've got nothing on the south end of the safe zone.
Bon
Players going to get compressed together. I would expect going
Bon,
into
après, je voulais dire.
circle 3 or
Je pense que tu
4,
voulais
you're
dire
going to
ça,
see
je
a
suis pas
very
sûr,
low player count in comparison to last game. We're already down to 75. And Storm Surge now getting ready to kick in. You have 5 players that need to go down before damage starts to go out to those that have not dealt enough of it.
Yep.
Multiple players bunkering up here at Happy Hamlet. Not a whole lot of real estate left. Shots going out there. You heard that minigun, one of the very good weapon for applying pressure to structures, especially when you see other players are taking shots at the same target. Let it fight the top left of your screen there. Replay between Niddle, opponent inside the box.
Je vois pas l'écran les gars.
On above, headed down. Quite fine the first shot. Follows
Je sais
through
pas
the
qui est en
second,
live,
third,
qui est en...
and the elimination.
C'est passé quoi? Qui est mort?
If you look, after the 50 health was earned, he was stuck at 50, meaning he was under 1 HP. He had effectively 0.9% health. And goes down right there. His opponent can't win the fight as he's rewarded. Nakamura on your screen, 179 total HP, and that's a tough battle you have here, Dr. Lupo. Do you use your last healing item in the big shield for only 21, or do you hope maybe 179 health is enough for the next fight? It's a double-edged sword, a tough decision to make. Storm Surge still active. 4 more players need to go down before it ends.
Et pour King GG. Mais t'es abonné à Twitch Solari parce que moi je vois pas les codes. Vas-y, moi je vais aller manger. Il faut de quoi Solari? Si tu les vois, moi tu peux pas parler. Et Solari il donne pas les codes. Non, je suis pas abonné. Si, il donne des codes. Pour l'instant, il donne pas. J'avoue que Bouga il est mort. Wesh, Mini Kinstar lui. C'est Mini Kinstar. Kin il arrive en 2 de happy. Il a vu la zone, il a tapé Albert Selec.
Zone now heading for 2 as well.
Ah, il avait une bulle.
Storm Surge is active, he's way above, and those bandages are going to be key to survival. We'll see. I guess the swap
Il se ramasse la zone.
Wow,
lui il doit aller le push, il a 30 PV.
One of them needs to get in the fight. One of them needs to win this fight if they want to survive for the 50 extra health. Lecce slowly taking this damage, 2 ticks every second, and it's going quick. Dr. Lupo now down to just 12 HP. This could be done here momentarily.
Oh là là.
Marvin wins it with the quick.
Muffin il s'est mis bien. Il s'est mis bien. Zed il est mort.
And it's even more southwest. Tifu still alive in this game. So far 0 eliminations. Still though with this magnificent inventory for the late game.
Bon les gars, il y a qui sur le live? Commentez tous pour voir il y a qui sur le live. Parce que le pire moment, je dois les manger en fait. Mon gars, il est mort. Oh là là. Les gars, dites-moi, il y a qui sur le live? Code, yo Asmod TV. N'hésite pas à t'abonner. C'est la Solari qui lâche les codes, les potes, c'est pas moi. Moi, qui est toujours présent, moi. Y a pas quelqu'un qui aura la gentillesse d'aller sur le live à la Solari pour voir qui, non, je pense pas qu'il est mort. Pour lâcher les codes s'il y a des codes. Parce que là, moi, je dois aller manger, je vais prendre 10 minutes. Du coup, les potes, s'il y a quelqu'un qui sera gentil, qui pourra faire ça. Si quelqu'un fait ça, les gars, et que je vois dans les commentaires, ça se peut que je lui mets modo du coup. J'espère qu'il y a une personne qui va le faire. Je vous remercie les gars, moi j'arrive, je vais aller manger. J'arrive, je vais aller manger les potes.
And is rewarded with incredible loot, almost max builds as well.
20h15, je suis là les potes. Merci si vous le faites.
Very intelligent play there. Again, more aggressive players we've seen thus far.
Yep, and it's working out up to this point.
Oh my gosh, this is back down at Happy Hamlet, right on the edge. So many players on the east side of the safe zone, and this is a far southwest. Remember, about a third of it is in the water right now. Nobody's on the island, the outside. We're going to see where this goes next. There it is, focused just to the west. That submarine atop the ice mountain right there.
But look at how many players are stacked on the right side of that zone. So if you're currently in this next zone, on that north or east side, you can put a ton of damage downrange as everyone has to move right at you. You see Karu does go down to Diego GB in your elimination feed. A drop coming on through. Crew boxed up, Creo boxed up. Rux under 100 health, has to play this one safely, but they are so far on the east side of the zone. The Storm is going to move quite quick, Ben. And they've got to be ready for it. There's already the first shockwave used. Rux trying to shoot them from behind. Not able to get elimination there. Class so far away. Will use the launch pad and just begin to move towards this circle.
You have to think at this point with both placement and eliminations before too long here. King maybe taking an opportunity to push into the first place position on the leaderboards, especially with Bugha going down so early in this game, 90th place.
I love this outfit from Rux right now.
He's a dinosaur.
Rux is, no, I'm talking about his real life outfit.
He's a dinosaur.
He's set up to play in the Fortnite World Cup at 1, and then he's got a dinner date at 7:30. So good for him.
Listen, class is everything, Jack.
I mean, the guy looks great. I'm going to give a shout out for that. Best dressed, 2 extra points. A Fortnite World Cup champion right there, Rux. But
only a 6 damage tag from the side there. Didn't have to panic too much. That I would panic a little more about.
when you have no movement, in that part of the zone, it's literally exactly what I just spoke about. King on your screen, but also something we haven't spoken a lot about, Reverse 2K. Duo with Ninja, unable to qualify together for this competition, but did make it into solos, and now seeing what he can do by himself, was on the far side of this zone, so also not a fun spot by any means.
Quick note, King currently has the highest damage in the match, 574, meaning, like I said, that aggressive gameplay. Still in it, still trying to win, still trying to get the beat on players, and a quick beam on Aspect up the ramp, caught off guard by an edit play. A shot through the wall, gets the follow through with the edit. Nate goes down. He is playing out of his mind right now.
King reminds me of like Vinny and Zextro back from the earlier duo competitions when they would just try to fight anyone they saw. King, 7 eliminations in game 1, now 4 eliminations in game number 2, and there's still 42 players remaining. And there is only one person in the next zone that just popped up, Dr. Lupo. It is as far west as possible, and look at those arrows frantically moving on over as everyone knows prime real estate is available. This is one of the most insane zones I've seen. Look at, no one's in it. No one's in it.
Quick couple notes about King, one of our players from Argentina. He is the minimum age required in order to play in the Fortnite World Cup. 13-year-olds combined.
Wait, King is 13?
He is indeed.
My goodness.
Jack is 11 million times better than both of us combined.
Yeah, I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous to think about. Cosmic on the height. Vivid is still alive in this game. Artfrom is still alive in this game. Draken's still alive in this game. What does King use here? It looks like will again place the launch pad, and what you saw right there, a ramp placed backwards to bounce off of it so he doesn't go all the way up. It's basically a sitting duck up in the air. Kind of flows quite quickly towards the opposing player. King, imagine winning $3 million as a 13-year-old. I mean, I think I would have bought like a Razor scooter when I was that age.
Probably.
And enough ice cream to, well, don't really know where I was going with that one, but to be honest, there's going to be a lot of ice cream.
Surprised that food's the topic here. The push through the air. King getting aggressive into the next safe zone. Here we go. Going to have to hold a wall for just a moment. Little drop down. I like this repositioning. He doesn't want to remain in the same elevation. He's got multiple floors now in case he needs to take a drop there. Yarkos gets beamed from the side. Limited by Scalar. Arkham in the feed. Pick it up. And Elam on Bella EU. Dubs, Bucky. Multiple players still in this game on your screen. Clicks taking out Cease in the feed.
29 players left is the big thing to note. Four more from placement points, which if you make it to top 25, instantly 3 points earned. That is on the mind of every player still remaining, and the zone's still moving west now.
Shots through. Minigun, a quick swap there, picks the shotty back up. Interesting little play on the fly there from Zell. Trying to do it. Just enough damage to the wall. Here we go. Shockwave. Gonna look for optimal placement. Maybe a little bit of time to disrupt the Shockwave into a Shadow Bomb. 9,000 IQ.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Get all the way across the map and take as high on the mountain as possible. Very excellent play there. Positioning the King, the star of the show thus far for game 2. 5 eliminations. We are in the top 25 for placement now, so those points go out. That's got to push King even higher on the board.
Yeah, King was already surging towards the top of our leaderboards. Now could very well be after this game. King spraying on through with the submachine gun. Players moving as fast as they can over this mountain. The left side of your screen, now the full screen. Emku still moving through. Look at how fast he can tunnel. Benji Fishy's still alive in this game, just took down Drakens. Down the hill we go. Rogue Shark on height right now, but we'll need a waterfall down for a moment. Vivid still bollard on up. King down to just 40, 30, 20, 15 HP. Under 10, no, still 17 HP. Will only be at 42 effective health. I mean, if he gets any further than this, it'll be an absolute miracle. And no, down goes King, but I think one of the crowd favorites beginning to emerge today. Fantastic performance at this point. Benji goes down as well.
A little bit of a crowd building up behind him. Dubs still in a baller at the bottom.
Top 15.
Star sitting on 2 eliminations in this. The entire field is at the bottom of your screen on the left with Road Shark remaining up top, forced into the drop. Let's get away, looks like a shadow bomb to save from any fall damage. Vivid beamed on the rotation up to the ultimate high ground.
Vivid's on height.
Still there too.
Vivid's on height.
It's an opportunity here. It can capitalize and take shots on all these players rotating. At this point, Vivid's best bet is to force players out of ballers into fights. You don't want to let them remain inside and safe. If you pop them out, it may be an exposed position. Other players will take shots, and that's going to get you in a better place.
Look at the ballers. The ballers beginning to scale the mountain. Vivid, I think, still has high ground. Has time to pop a mini by chance? Nope, nothing as of yet. Now the fight for height begins. Vivid building out up Arc from in your elimination feed now into our top 10. Issa, the controller god as many regard him as, takes down Sam. Another one onto Thatch too. So Issa from Europe getting involved in this game as well. Vivid and Road Shark all the way on high ground. Still multiple ballers in play. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Fortnite World Cup Solos competition. This is game 2 of 6, and oh no! Vivid has lost the high ground, but he says no! This is mine, young man! And takes it right back. No mats! No mats! No life! Vivid is out of this game. But he got the elim. He got the elim on the Road Shark.
He's at 2 eliminations, sitting in the middle of the pack right now. 7 players remaining. The end of game 2 right before your eyes, folks. 120 total HP. He can't spend any time out of the zone right now. Player going down inside the box. Can't quite get in. One right behind outside. Can't find a beat. Issa goes down, placed in 4th. A 1v1. Dubs, the ultimate high ground. The crowd cheering behind him, looking to see if he can capitalize on this advantageous position.
Down low, it's Dubs versus Skite.
A little bit of a build-off between the two, layering defensively against each other, but Dubs,
no builds.
One build. The flint knock to save him on the drop might be the play, just outside ahead of the builds. Maybe can catch himself.
Oh my gosh, is he
around inside the storm. This might be it. Shockwave into the flint knock, into the safe zone, doubling back, another one, a valiant effort. He's got to find a bead, but he won't be able to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, game 2 goes to Skite.
Skite had 27 health left, 8 HP. If he took one hit from the storm, he was dead, but he clutches on up. We heard in the interview earlier, he said, I'm gonna play my game, win, do what I do best, and Skite does it there. Dubs, what a valiant effort. Look at that. Look at it, Skite's HP. Literally one storm tick would have been enough, but Dubs had no mats left and unfortunately didn't wind up making it up that mountain. Skite just wins, and there you see the celebration. Game 2 goes to EU as Skite comes out on top.
Single elimination, 11 points for Skite. Gonna be great for the leaderboard. We'll have to see exactly where they end up. But a big, just honestly, a maximum effort from Dubs was insane to try and stay inside. Absolutely incredible. Here's your leaderboard as it stands right now. First place being held by Booga. 9 elims, 19 points from that first game. No showing in the second game, but it's still enough to keep him all the way at the top. But King slowly climbing his way up to the top, just behind now by only 1 point.
Folks, King can't drive because he's 13, but he can win $3 million today. When you talk about lives being changed, it's what the Fortnite World Cup Finals is all about. And now our crazy 9-point lead is down to just 1, 1st through 10th within arm's reach. Our top 20 absolutely there as well. This is still anybody's game.
Same, the spread between 1st and 20th still very, very close. Anybody can climb all the way to the top in an instant, as we've seen countless times of the 10 weeks of qualifying all the way to here. New York City for the Fortnite World Cup, and this is the final day. Jack, today we give away $15 million in prizing.
It is absolutely crazy.
It's insane.
The energy in here so far today. I'm sure everyone's having a blast watching. Games 1 and 2, fantastic. So much happened, even more than we could probably even take in, and that's why we've got great people like Balla to help us out.
Thank you so much, Courage. Yes, I'm here. We have a ton of awesome plays, a lot of action unfolding in that game. I'm going to help break it down. We're going to hop in with King, who got so many eliminations this game, no placement points. But if you recall, the beginning of this, nice tags here, gets the player white damage. He knows he has health. He knows he just has only health, no shield. He just continues forward and goes for the box fight. In the second zone, the zone is about to start coming in. He has no fear, the aggressiveness of the player, and the double edit makes him fall right back into his own box that he had a floor on already, gets the cone on top. That's Leleo, another player from South America, but he continues to take out big names, and here's Tfue. He tags him a little bit, but then pulls out the heavy sniper right as Tfue takes the box. And because of that, that came as a surprise to Tfue that he could bring out the heavy sniper, take the wall right in that instance. Usually he'd be expecting the pickaxe on the wall, but the heavy sniper, speed. Now King continuing to look forward, continue to look towards the zone where players come from. It's Aspect that he takes out. That's 3 eliminations, but he goes on forward and grabs another one with great awareness onto Nate. So unbelievable play from here. King is just racking up elims. Again, no placement points in this game, but he still pushed himself within distance of Bugha, who Bugha went down earlier there. He took out Clicks as well in the box. And he's taken out Aspect, he's taken out Tfue, he's taken out Clicks. These are some of the best box fighters in the world. But now, King, he's saying, hey, I'm here at the Fortnite World Cup. I am one of the best box fighters in the world as well. So guys, that's King, the story so far. He's climbing the ranks, he's inching ever so closer to Bugha. Gentlemen, back to you.
Great stuff, Bala, and yeah, a fantastic breakdown of how King has made it up to our second place spot so far. We were only a third of the way through today's competition, on the road to crowning a Fortnite World Champion. Thoughts after games 1 and 2?
I love to see the aggressive gameplay from King and others. Those kind of plays you don't often see in the Fortnite World Cup or really any competitive play. A lot of players are waiting for those opportunities to maybe get shots on players that are moving, that kind of thing. It's been great to see, and obviously a crowd favorite here, as we've heard people erupt every time he pushes into another box. What about you thus far?
Crazy action. I'm really interested to see how these different landings continue. We've already seen games 1 to game 2, people switch up their spots, land at different areas, and sometimes it's come back to bite them. All I know is, though, that's going to do it for us two for right now. We'll be back later today, but down on the floor we have Zeke with some more information on our players.
Thank you so much, Lupo, Courage. Man, what an insane first 2 games here on the first day, or the final day of Solos competition. Bugha with insane shockwave play to give him the high ground. And then here, Sky, his positioning on point, which gave him the win over Dubs. I mean, you guys, and of course, the Marshmallow performance. If you guys are here, how have you enjoyed the day so far? What do you think? Some of you are still sleeping. Guys, what do you think? This is it, the final day! There it is. You're awake. I appreciate that. Now, of course, guys, we've been getting through this Fortnite action all weekend long. But don't forget, we actually had creative happening earlier on Friday. Now, if you remember, there was a certain team captain with a great crew. They won, and they became the first ever Fortnite World Cup creative champions. And that was the Fish fam led by team leader Scissors. Now, we felt we probably should go ahead and check up on him, see how things are going for him. So let's go ahead and do that.
Kitty Plays, and we're here in the player lounge right now, joined by the winners of the Creative World Cup. First of all, congratulations. Now, Scissors, how does it feel now to solidify that title?
It's kind of awesome considering I love creative mode. It's thriving, it's awesome, I love it.
Now, Tyler, did you ever believe that you guys would secure the position here today?
Yeah, I always knew we had it in the bag. You know, we're the week 1 qualifiers. We're the most stacked team. It was no competition. Just when the last map was a death run, I knew we had that in the bag. We got some good players here. I knew Zan would clutch up, and he did just that.
You could tell he lifted the finger. He said, we need 1 coin. Just grab this coin right down here. If he can do this
Zan,
without being eliminated.
Here it is. The win. Oh, he missed it, but gets it with the trap trigger.
You realize that one jump won this group here an extra $1 million.
It's unreal. Like, if you want to practice with death runs, you need to like do it slow. Don't go in blindly. Like, try and like change everything you do every time you fail.
Suzu, can you see yourself doing even more with creative? I mean, the success of today. Will you continue to go and play creative maps?
I think I would definitely stay consistent with creative because I feel like there's a lot of potential in creative still. And yeah, definitely this is my thing.
But I want to go down the line and see what each of you guys plan on doing with that prize.
I would probably end up like saving most of the money, maybe like some investments.
He's 18 and he just won $336,000. What are you going to do with the prize?
Rent? Rent. Yeah, I think rent. I'm gonna be responsible. I'm gonna save my money.
I am going to be responsible and probably just invest most of it and try and get even more money back.
All right, guys, congratulations again. Absolutely outstanding job. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I cannot wait to see what the future of Creative Fortnite looks like.
Once again, massive props to Scissors and the Fish fam. They worked as a unit, and that's what got them the dub in the end. The grandfather of creative shows up huge here on this stage. Now, of course, guys, we know you want to get back into games. I want to get back into games too, but first, let's just make sure they give a little bit of a break to the players. We'll hop back in as soon as we can. Now, I did talk about creative a little bit, but don't forget, we also had that celebrity pro-am. Players and people from different walks of life all came together to take part on this stage and play for charity. Now, of course, we had Ninja and Marshmallow, your 2018 Pro-Am defending champions that faced off against Airwax and RL Grime, your Summer Block Party Pro-Am champions. And the winners in the end were actually Grimes and Airwax. They are two-time Pro-Am champions. So let's actually check in with them and see how they're doing.
In the player lounge right now, joined by our Pro-Am winners, RL Grimes and Airwalks. Wasn't totally expecting you'd win 2 in a row. Can you walk me through those final moments?
It felt really good. I don't think I would have won if I didn't have him.
Now, RL Grime, you were holding your own, you were keeping up, you were staying alive, you were getting eliminations. How did you change your playstyle from last Pro-Am to this Pro-Am?
I think we learned a lot from the last one. Just that you focus on late game a little bit, and I just sort of let him lead the way and made it happen.
How did it feel to play with a potential World Cup duo winner?
It's amazing. I'm actually going to come tomorrow and sit in the stands and cheer for my man Airwalks, yeah.
Maybe make an Airwalks sign and wave it in the air?
Maybe a 98 bot sign. I'll hold it up.
Good luck on the event tomorrow. Congratulations on winning. Congratulations on winning. Incredible, incredible gameplay throughout Fortnite World Cup Pro-Am.
Man, Grimes and Airwax coming in clutch. Very happy for those two, but I'm actually happy for this guy right here. This is one half of your Duos World Champions. This is Nyrox. I need you guys to make some noise right here, right now. Show him that you love him. How does that make you feel? You got all these crowds.
That's great. Feels amazing.
There you go. Now, Nyrox, let's chat a little bit, right? Because you played yesterday, like I talked about, in the duo competition. Your partner, Aqua, is actually playing today in the solo competition. So what advice did you give him heading into these games?
I told him earlier this morning that he should stick with the plan we had yesterday. And even if he has a bad start, he can still make a comeback like we did. And he can still take the trophy home.
That's pretty good advice, pretty good advice. Now, you're already a world champion. You've got the title. So how does it feel now that you've got this title, you're here, you get to experience this and watch the solo competition, you know, how are you feeling after all that?
I mean, it feels amazing winning the duo, even though I want to compete in solo as well. But hopefully this gives me confidence in solos, which makes me do better in solo next tournament.
Okay. One final question for you. This morning, you know, obviously yesterday was a huge day. You had a night to kind of sleep on it, and then you woke up the next morning. Did it sink in? You know, how did you feel the next morning when you're like, man, I'm a world champion?
It feels surreal. It doesn't really feel like I've won anything because it was so big. It was almost too big to imagine. But yeah, it feels amazing.
Well, again, massive congrats to you. One half of our world champions. Again, give him some love, Fortnite fam. Thank you again, Nyrox. Appreciate your time. Now, there's actually another player we want to talk about real quick, and that is Skite. He just won this second game, so let's see what he's got to say.
I'm Skite from Lustream. I'm French, coming from Paris. I've been preparing the finals by playing customs and playing every day with friends or mates. It was hard in the beginning because my wrist was a little bit broken, so I just wait and then I qualified for the boss in the last 2 weeks. I definitely want to thank my team because they support me a lot.
Yo les potes,
I was playing,
lance la code s'il te plaît, je suis là les gars, je suis là. Rendez-vous, hop, code, Clean Star claqué. Pas de mytho les gars, c'est pas de mytho. Il y a bien sûr que je mythe, les codes par contre sont vrais. Il est parti bouffer, je suis là les gars. S'il y a du monde, je suis là. Merci pour les abonnements. Je suis là les potes hein. Mais pour l'instant, je sais pas si vous avez vu de code. Je vois pas de code hein.
Now guys, there's so many players. There's 100 here that I wish we could spend so much time talking to every single one individually. But let's actually dive in specifically to one, and that's a Mr. Vivid, you know, Mr. Clutchman himself. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him there, but don't worry, he's going to bring some more heat. We actually had time to spend with him and his hometown, learn more about him, so let's watch this together.
Ne me dites pas que ça a bugué quand même. C'est le c'est qui a gagné là? C'est Aqua non? Ou c'est son bot?
You see a couple of cars pass by your house. It's quiet, so it's nice. Here, I played Fortnite at the highest level.
Les gens arrêtez de me demander des codes, les codes seront donnés quand la solerie, vous ne soyez pas chaque. Isaac, ils ont pas donné. Je sais pas, il s'est passé quoi là, cette game. Attends, on va voir le classement. Buga encore premier, je pense, 19 points. Skite qui est monté 6ème. Skite qui est 6ème, les potes. Nate qui est 10ème. Kinstar qui est 21ème avec 8 points. Il a eu 7 points cette game. Bon, on fait confiance à Skite. Skite il peut gérer. Skite a gagné. Ah, il a gagné la game. C'est qui a gagné la game, les potes?
He takes care of everything around the house. He makes everything really convenient in terms of, you know, playing games and just being able to focus on that.
Our schedules work pretty well. When I get done work, he's usually up gaming, so we do spend a little bit of time talking.
C'est Skite qui a gagné, j'ai déjà lu. Hein. Oh là là, GG.
Noah and I helped each other very much getting through the difficult time.
When I was 10, my mom passed away. She passed away to a cancer called small cell carcinoma. It definitely made me mature a lot. Made me realize like how much my mom actually did for me.
Noah's mom had a very big impact on his life. She set the ground rules, make sure the grades were all straight A's, and he could go into gaming.
I credit a lot of my success to her.
Avec un HP. Oh.
Knowing that I'm successful at doing what I love to do, that would just make her really happy.
Ready?
Yeah. Fortnite granted me with a decent amount of money. I can help my dad out now. So I got on the boat.
He presented it to me for being a great
Oh là là, tu peux donner un code yo Forteam7. C'est la Solari qui lâche des codes. Je vous dis ça tout de suite. Il n'y a pas de code dans le chat de la Solari. Du coup, c'est eux qui lâchent les codes. On attend.
So this weekend I'm going to go on the boat for the first time.
Getting him on the boat and back on the water again. One of my ultimate dreams.
Can I have code please? Follow me, follow me. Je suis pas anglais, désolé.
What do you think Mom would say?
Just like it.
I love it.
C'est la Solari qui lâche les codes, les gars. S'il n'y a pas de code, je peux pas vous donner des codes.
I want to thank you for this and everything. You made me happy. What do you think of your first trip out here?
It's nice.
Now you gotta come out more often.
Attendez les potes. Toujours pas de code.
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying to
Bienvenue au nouveau, on est 9 sur le live. Bienvenue à tous, n'hésitez pas à lâcher un petit like et à vous abonner. C'est gratuit les potes, 14 likes. On est 8 sur le live. Bienvenue au nouveau, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner. Activez la cloche de notification aussi. C'est la Solari qui lâche les codes. Hop, toujours pas de code dans leur chat les gars. Je vous transmets le code dans leur chat à mon chat les potes. Du coup je le mets dans mon chat. Hop.
Of course, Fortnite fam, we got to keep the games coming. Games are about to be underway. The players are back. They are ready to board the battle bus.
Go Paradise.
For
Merde,
now,
c'est
we're
pas
gonna
mon
send
live
it
ça.
back up to none other
Merci
than
pour l'abonnement, on est
Monster
9 sur le
Face
live.
Golden
Bienvenue
Boy,
à tous,
House
bienvenue au
DJ
nouveau.
Mike Realm. Bring the heat.
Stylé ça.
All right, folks, we know you're excited to get into some more games, and good news, we got you covered. Welcome, everyone. Golden Boy alongside with Monster D-Face. Here's we're going to call games 3 and 4 of the Fortnite World Cup Solos competition. And, man, you couldn't have asked for two better games to start things off, Monster. Craziness through and through, top to bottom. Best players in the world, and they're showing up here on the world stage.
I mean, you guys saw the reaction. Booga, with the insane game one, had us jumping out of our seats, quite literally. And man, Sky, at the final moments, I thought we were going to see a victory comeback from Dubs with a flint knock shockwave to, shake up the entire place.
Yeah.
But it was great.
Yeah, it was very, it was a nail biter. Let's just put it like that. But let's run over the format and how this whole thing's worked. So at top 25, players will start to get 3 points. Then we move on to 15th place. At that point, all the players that are still remaining will get an additional 2 points, making it a total of 5. Then after that, if they get to the top 5, they'll add 2 more points to that, making it a 7-point total earned for staying alive all the way until the end. But if you get that victory royale, you get a total of 10 points. So +3 coming out of the top 5 there. And each elimination is going to count for 1 point. So look for these players to play for the placement. Some, like King, want to play for those eliminations. And then the
Ouais, j'ai pas de code. Yo, TSNFX. Non, pour l'instant, il n'y a pas de code. Solari n'ont pas lâché de code. Peut-être qu'ils ont lâché. Moi, j'étais parti manger. J'avais dit à un mec de faire ça, mais bon, personne n'a fait. Là, je suis venu et je vois pas de code. Code, bienvenue au nouveau. Serpro YT, Majed Chaban. Bienvenue au nouveau, n'hésitez pas à lâcher un petit like et à vous abonner. Je lâche des codes grâce à... Hop. Je prends les codes de la Solari, je le mets dans mon chat les potes, c'est la Solari qui donne les codes. Vu qu'il y a des gens qui n'ont pas Twitch, je prends de leur chat, mais bon, je vois qu'il n'y a pas de code pour l'instant.
performed very well, right? You're Bugha, who had a monumental game one, and then you also had Skype, who was able to just outlive everyone else and stay alive. But it is Bugha.
Merci à celui qui s'est abonné, Yo Romain. Yo Romain 5090. Bienvenue sur le live. Non, je mangeais, on est mange combien? Moi aussi je suis parti manger. Follow, je pense que t'es stop les vite. Bienvenue au nouveau les potes. Si vous voulez gagner un code, vous devez vous abonner, liker et partager les gars. N'oubliez pas aussi d'activer la cloche de notification pour rater aucun des lives. And it's not to discredit anyone who made it this far. These guys are still in the running.
Yeah, it's only 2 games in, games 3 and 4.
Ça plaît vite. C'est la Solari qui lâche les potes. Je suis sur le chat de la Solari, il n'y a pas de code.
Sam, le joueur qui avait gagné le Winter Royal à l'épée.
C'est vrai.
À l'épée.
Je t'en souviens, quelle mémoire.
Ah bien sûr, je me rappelle de ça. Ça avait pas mal parlé, etc. Genre, ouais, il va gagner juste parce qu'il y a l'épée.
C'est vrai.
Là, pour l'instant, il est 4ème de la finale de la Coupe du Monde. Voilà, allez hop.
Was the South American aggression, the OCE aggression, but this time it's South America that's showing up.
And not to bring it up, but you know, you saw exactly what happened when King walked into Tfue. He just saw him trying to shadow bomb peacefully to the zone. They were not safe, by the way. They still had to make it through to Happy Hamlin, but King said, you know what, I'm going to pause right here and I'm going to take this fight. And that is how the Brazilian region does.
Yeah, that's how they do it, man. They just want to take the fight. They want to go right at your face. They don't care who you are. Listen, you can have millions of subscribers on YouTube. You can have all the Twitch Prime subs. You can have all the fame and the fortune. But at the end of the day, everyone that's in that game, they are all equal. There is no upper hand depending on how popular you are, and you shouldn't be treated that way either. You should just go at them with everything you got, because that's what it's going to take to walk out of New York City with $3 million in your pocket, which, by the way, you'd have to have a very big pocket for that.
Skate est 6ème. Skate a gagné quand on fera partie, s'il te plaît vite. Ouais, je pense qu'il a gagné. Where's the code? Follow me for code.
Yeah, good to see him smiling. You know, we were there in the warm-up games. He was a little timid, but Benji, loosen up, buddy. There goes Mr. Savage. And the rest of our competitors, Creo, Kinstar, Vivid, of course. This is a big moment for everyone here. He's close.
And it must be cool as well to see you guys. Give him a round of applause. He waved to everybody. He waved to everybody. You know, that's not bad. All right, so here we go, folks. It's now time to jump into game number 3.
C'est mon Graal. Ah, c'est Benji. Kinstar.
Has begun. The players are loaded up in the battle bus. This is it. All on the line.
Skate est 6ème. Quand t'es allé manger, je suis allé sur l'armée, ils n'ont pas de drop. Merci Isaac. Tiens Isaac, commente une fois pour voir. 11 abonnés de l'objectif les gars, les 1500. Je vous fais confiance.
But just to give you guys a little context on the bus here, this is a bus coming from the south to the north side. So all of your competitors are going to get, yes, a fair split at the map here, and that's exactly what you like to see. You want everyone to have a fair shot at the map. So let's go and see Skype is looking to land here. We saw Skype win that last game.
Yep.
It's just outside of Pleasant Park. He's probably playing for some ballers here in our top 10 over on the left-hand side here, Golden Boy. Bugha, King, Commandment, Psalm, one of our competitive veterans doing so great right here. Even with that one win though, Sky is still in 6th place.
Yeah, it's wild to think about that.
De rien, merci pour le modo mec. Isaac, j'espère que tu vas être actif sur la chaîne. Je te fais confiance, j'ai mis modo parce que je vais faire le travail d'un modo.
We have talked to some players about landing for hotspots.
I actually just got word from production in the back. King has been eliminated off spawn.
Wow, that's huge. That's going to be a real big setback.
Timo, follow me for code.
Yesterday off of one game not going their way.
That is rough, man. That is certainly not going to be pretty for him, but hey, you have 3 more games remaining. You just got to shake that one off. Moving on though, we're checking out the action at hand here. You're gonna have Tuzel push right in.
Il vient de kill qui, je sais pas. Je viens d'entendre une balle, mais j'ai pas l'écran.
Well done, number 1 on the board.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't trust myself with that Magnum, but he gets right up on him and hits him in the chest. Here now with Crew.
That was the shot. Oh, Crew, no chill. Right on the sky platform, too.
That was how King was taken out.
Je peux avoir un code. Yo, bienvenue Enzo.
Got pinched right out the sky.
Subscribe, man. Follow channel, subscribe channel. Je peux avoir un code. Enzo, bienvenue sur le live. N'hésite pas à t'abonner, à liker pour avoir un code. Tu donnes quand les codes, mec? En fait, Panda, c'est pas moi qui donne, c'est la Solari. C'est la Solari qui lâche dans le chat. Et je suis sur leur chat et rien.
Moving on over to the safe zone. Now we're going to be looking at a crowd favorite here. We got Tfue.
Yeah,
He's
Tfue
had the best run so far.
He's been playing the blocks. He's been getting out of the block successfully. It's actually Clipnode who's been landing here from the Brazilian region. Again, known for landing on a weapon and pushing.
Les gens Reazy va drop des codes quand la Solari va donner. Abonnez-vous, il est Merci Isaac. Bon les gars, pour avoir les codes, faut s'abonner, faut liker et faut activer la cloche de notification les gars. N'hésitez pas aussi à partager, on est 8 sur le live.
Clip went for a shot there.
Yeah, but Clipnode stopped pushing though. He's not using the same strat. He's actually adopted so far. Let's see what Tfue can do in these moments. He's chucking some perfect grenades across.
Yeah, in game one, Clipnode ended up getting everything that he needed and then disengaged out of the block, whereas Tfue took a little bit more time to loot up, get as much as he possibly can. Clipnode from the Brazilian region here, who it's a possibility that he can take him out, but it's going to be very challenging.
And maybe it was just the difference in loadout. Maybe before he didn't have exactly what he needed. Now we can kind of peek into his loadout here. This is a very strong loadout. He's got everything he needs.
Rien dans le chat pour l'instant. Ils sont à 2 blocs.
This could just be his game.
And it was also admirable of him as well. You know, qualified week 9, last chance to do so. Argentinian player as well. And you got Takamura now. Sees a player right in front of him. Happy Hamlet is where this fight's going to be taking place. As Clarity G, he made it to the end game in game 2. Had high ground there for a moment. Thought he could have pulled that one off. Mr. Savage has eyes on Clarity G, does put the pressure on him. Now Clarity's going to have to deal with a player that's behind and in front of him. So just shadow bombs on out of there. He's going to have another one to use as well in case he needs to pop it, but it doesn't seem like anyone's going to be paying any attention to him for right now.
There's over 6 players landing at Happy Hamlet, but we're jumping right into this battle right here. Unknown Army, who has had the time to prove to the world that he is here to bring the heat. Early on in our competitive days, Unknown Army was known. Take over, Golden.
This is it, man. Unknown Army, one of our first controller players. Actually, he was our first controller player to qualify for the Fortnite World Cup.
Ouais, pour l'instant, il y a
It's
R.
going to be the opportunity that he was looking for, a monster. Put himself on this stage. Get a big opportunity. Things have slowed down here for a moment. He's
Il est genre manette, lui, je pense.
He can get it. He can get possession of that. Head it on out. And that's Commandment. Commandment's going to be sitting at the top 5, if I'm correct, currently. Good fight here between two quality players.
Not a battle he wants to lose. There's lots of proof here. Unknown Army, one of the controller players in it. We saw Wolfies have a big day yesterday. That wall's his. He's got the aggro. The last one is not, though.
He's charging right in, and Commandment's going to have to get out of there. Didn't want to deal with that player. He knew the Unknown Army just had that beat on him. Wisely enough, and look at the health there. That's why Commandment does not want to go for that fight. He's going to be in dire straits right now, as Unknown Army does have the life lead.
Il n'arrive pas à prendre le... Ah, il a pris.
He's just taking all of these platforms, too. He's gaining control slowly but surely. Nice little peek right there. He goes for the staircase first. So clean.
Doing this all with a controller. You know, we have millions of players that play on controller.
Tu penses qu'il va gagner? Bah c'est chiant en tout cas. Je sais pas qui l'a tué. Je suis sur le live à la Solari moi. Je vais en ralenti quoi, il y a 10 secondes de diff.
And a little taunt to throw some salt on the wound right there. Now hop into the
C'est
other
décalé
side
même
of
de
the map.
ouf. Hein.
We have Blaster. He's looking for a vehicle. He does have a baller. His main priority right now is metal and more loot.
Oh, c'est Ignon qui l'a eu.
Here we got Martine. He's got eyes on a target. Also using his Sky Stalker skin. One of my personal favorites. Charges forward with that drum gun. Close range, but no! It was Low Boom who gives him the hands there. Fun fact, Christian, our boy from Fortnite VR Live, told me look out for Low Boom. Someone to definitely take eyes on. They did eliminate one another though. So boom, not in this one. Maybe you can find some better luck in games 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, that is the risk you take when you jump into
Ah, il a un
so
bon
much
loot,
box
bâtard.
here in the Fortnite world. Leshy, another controller player, bringing it back to the good old nostalgic tilted towers for that close range PvP. He's going to get shot a few times right there, but still keeping his cool. He has plenty of extra shields and mobility. Shockwaves are going to be great for maneuvering around this congested.
Abonnez-vous les potes, likez, n'hésitez pas aussi à partager.
Tilted right now. You have to be careful.
This is a controller battle, actually.
See who can best one another here. Leshy's probably looking to take this wall. All right, he's going to break into the building now, get that high ground over his opponent. Astonis is just waiting, not making a sound here, seeing if he can bait Leshy into a trap play. Let's see. He's going to fall for it. Will he make a mistake? And that's really what it is, right, Golden?
Yeah, it is. When players are on that stage here in the audience, the crowd, everyone cheering, there's obviously going to be that added pressure. We talked with a few of the players before the game started today. The number one thing that I think everyone brought up to me was just the volume, right? The sheer presence of where we are. Some of them even went as far as to say, yeah, I don't think I'm going to look up at all. I think I'm just going to focus on the screen. That's what I know. No reason for me to try and go above and beyond anything else, right? Sometimes the moment can take you away.
You can see both points of POVs right here, both points of views.
Yeah.
They're looking to take any walls that they can just to gain control, have a little bit of an advantage here.
Yeah, this is basically like the Fortnite equivalent of an
Les 6 dislikes sont des rageux. Je pense que c'est les Anglais. Parce qu'ils comprennent pas en fait. Où sont les codes? C'est la Solari qui lâche les codes. Et pour l'instant, il n'y a pas de code. Lâchez dans le chat.
And that's the little tactic right there. If there's a ramp in front of the wall, you have to recognize you are in big danger because there's a nifty little trick to get you in that box.
Another one of my favorite players here. You got Legendary, and he's going to be in a fight right now.
Pas de code pour l'instant, les potes.
On the side loses the high ground. Oh man, that is rough. Legendary not having the best games at this point in time.
Pizza's placed 8th on average when he qualified in the online opens. On average, across every game he loaded into. That's very high for placement. And now he's picking up elims. Unfortunately, like we said here, Legendary just not really connecting the dots today, but it's not over yet.
Il est mort,
halfway through this competition here.
There's Lechi who has to get out of there. Whew, that could have been very dangerous, but gets an elimination on Kinstar. A massive elim here for Lechi, who's sitting right now at 2 currently in this battle at Neo Tilted.
Representing for all the controller players.
Je vais en ralentir les gars.
Lechi, very dangerous. It's going to be a huge upset right there.
And you just get close range with a player like Lechi, and they'll punish you, right? When you have the controller, you have that little bit of the ability to just L-trigger. You're going to have, and I know some people are going to be like, oh, L-trigger, low, whatever. But the reality is, right, you got the full use of your arm. They have the use of your thumbs. But when you push in for there, you just don't want to box with them inside of that. It's very rough to deal with.
Ah, Kinstar, il a pas de pompe.
Rough said it best, you know, just the age difference. Lechi's 15, you know, could just be a little faster than Kinstar here.
Yeah, I know. When I was 15, I was nowhere near as good as he was.
On peut pas en avoir. Vers quelle heure? Bah aucune idée en vérité, hein. Aucune idée. Oh non, Kinstar, je pense qu'il va mourir. Je vais en ralentir les potes, hein. Oh, il est mort.
Mini-map, where players are going to be located. The player we're typically on is going to be that white triangle, but that blue triangle, that other player goes right in for the fight, is going to knock down the shield just a little bit there. He's going to have minis to be able to top himself back up.
This is very intense here, Bowman.
Yeah, yep. Shockwave. Yeah, you don't want to go for that fight. Shockwaves are so important. Players saving them for that late game. And in some cases, they'll just use it, disengage. You don't want to take a fight. There's no reason for you to do so. A lot of players playing cautiously, as they should, with what's on the line here. But Crew, oh, he marches forward. That's number 2 for Crew.
You can see the excitement there. Nice little smirking grin on his face. He throws a peace sign to the crowd when he takes that player Lucky right out. This Happy Hamlet area is
Pas de code pour l'instant les bots.
to rotate through. You have players like Mr. Savage. Now we see Left Eye and Kurtz. Left Eye was responsible again for a big upset in the last game, taking out the likes of some huge names towards the end game. But Kurtz here with a heavy sniper. Can he open up a base here and follow up with that infantry rifle? He's coming up, getting this little peek on right here.
I think Ninja yesterday had talked about the infantry rifle, how good that weapon is, and it truly, I mean, the accuracy that you get out of it is absurd. It's something that if you pick it up and you know how to use it, you will be deadly out there in the field.
Oh putain, mais pourquoi pas de code?
Ninja, which is why he likes that weapon so much, and I would understand why a lot of our players will go for that as well. When you have the option to, why not? If you got that comfortability with it. Then you got Left Eye. 2 eliminations currently. Has 2 shockwave nades.
And you know, you got to give some respect to Left Eye, who completely left his previous job 6 months ago to fully focus in on competitive Fortnite.
Moi hier tout le monde, faut juste être très rapide, pas moi. Nextflow, je peux avoir un code. Les nouveaux, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à liker. Faut s'abonner et liker pour avoir des codes. Je prends le chat de la Solari les potes. Du coup n'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à liker, activer aussi la cloche de notif.
You never know what's going to happen. This could very well be a lot of the people in this arena next year playing on that stage.
Les gars, si je vous conseille de partager le live les potes. Hier, j'avais dit que si on était 40 sur le live, j'allais lâcher un code de 10 € V-Bucks. C'est à vous de jouer.
Center map more or less. He does have a lead for the next zone.
Yep, movement options for him, which in the last game he had the shadow bombs. Didn't really pan out for him because King very thirsty.
Jussiabo, merci à Nextflows. N'hésite pas à activer aussi la cloche de notification pour rater aucun des lives. Merci à ceux qui activent la cloche de notification et à ceux qui s'abonnent. Kin est mort, ouais, Kinstar est mort. Quand est-ce que le prochain code arrive? Luxus HD, aucune idée. C'est dans le chat de la Solari, je pense qu'en fin de game ils vont lâcher tous les codes. Merci pour l'abonnement. Luxus SD, code Reazyxvii. Mon code créateur les potes, Reazyxvii avec 2 i. Je t'ai trompé, Captain. Reazyxvii avec 2 i les gars. Attendez, code. Dans le lien de la Solari, on va lui mettre la présence. Attends, hop, code Reazyxvii. Ceux qui veulent mettre mon Epic Games les potes. Mon Epic Games. Mon code créateur. Bon les gars, je fais ce live pour ceux qui n'ont pas Twitch. Merci pour l'abonnement encore. J'en ai mis un, je vais gagner quoi? Ben t'aurais le spray et peut-être des V-Bucks. Le pack V-Bucks pass spray. Ou alors juste le spray.
Shambles loadout as Link doesn't have much loot.
No, doesn't have much loot, doesn't have much HP either. He's gonna have to try again in the next game. Robabs does manage to get the better. Oh man, this is intense. Now we're at 62 players remaining. Some players taking fights, others really just focusing on staying alive, staying in this one to the placement points.
That's right, and now we have Leshy back with Leshy. We saw him in Neo Tilted, taking out the likes of Keenstar, Astonish in these 1v1 battles. Clearly not afraid to jump in your box. And oh man, with a loadout like this, 6 shockwaves, 3 launch pads, all the ammunition in the world, and zone favor right now. He is looking very good in game 3 right now.
Yeah, he's got a lot of builds. He's got
moi je t'ai ajouté. Vas-y, je vais t'accepter après.
No reason why Leshy can't make it to that end game. This is going to be interesting. Controller player. Let's not forget yesterday Wolfie's controller player getting 2nd place during the Fortnite World Cup Duos competition, along with his teammate Rojo. Here's Leshy though, applying the pressure.
Ok, merci. Moi j'ai eu 2 fois le tag, mais il n'apparaît qu'une fois. Ah, ça je sais pas par contre. Du coup c'est mieux de mettre plusieurs. Ouais, si tu veux, Itox. Itox, je pense que t'es nouveau. N'hésitez pas à vous abonner les nouveaux et à liker. Hop. Bientôt l'objectif 1500 abonnés les bots. C'est quand que tu donnes le prochain code? Gratuitement, c'est la Solari qui lâche les codes. Je suis dans leur chat et je vois rien. Des fois ils attendent 30 minutes, des fois ils lâchent 2-3 codes d'affilée. Du coup, si vous voulez avoir des codes, n'hésitez pas à liker, à vous abonner, activez aussi la cloche de notif. C'est gratuit.
side right there. There's Leshy. He can figure out that that player is the same one that just tried to make a move on him. Could spell disaster for Evilmare.
Evilmare doesn't have much to work with regarding health, right? He's sitting at just above half HP. Right above him is going to be Clash. Got pieces as well. Down low on the flooring. There's Clash. Good loadout as far as weaponry is concerned. Also has that glider with the HP he has currently. Might want to take advantage of Shadow Bomb.
Ça dépend de quand Solari en drop 1.
This is another play from earlier on.
N'hésitez pas à partager les potes. Si on atteint les 40 viewers, je sais que c'est un peu chaud, on est 10. Je fais gagner un code de 10 € V-Bucks.
He's sitting on two ballers here. You see one here. He knows his opponent's going to have to go for one, but I guess a little bit of scouting here is going to realize someone's waiting, baiting all of the loot as well.
Also off screen, Leshy did take out Evilmare. You mentioned that before, Monster. Ended up happening. And then Storm now. 65 HP. Where is this player that went in for the fight?
It's Wakey. Wakey's right nearby. Storm and Wakey are sitting now in the zone here. Biding time here. Wakey, 3 eliminations, tied up for the most elims in the game so far. You have Wakey, Leshy, and Aspect all at 3 eliminations so far.
Just under 50 players remaining in game number 3. Players have boxed up. They want to play this slow game. Wait for anyone to make a mistake. It's going to be hard, but for some players like Dubs, they're going to need it. Because thus far, it has not gone well for, I would say, one of the favorites here.
Dubs did go for the shot. Unfortunately, could not connect. It looks like Clarity's going to pick up Core Gaming there instead. Dubs, we saw in the previous game, do that baller all the way to the end game.
Yep.
Really playing slow and methodical here. You can't stand still. Dubs has definitely found himself a target nearby.
You see some, I think they're just looking at each other. They know exactly what's going on. Circle's going to be closing down now. We're going to find out where the next one is. And that's when
Combien de personnes peuvent utiliser le code 50 ou 100, si j'ai pas de bêtises. 50 ou 100. On est... Bienvenue aux nouveaux les potes. N'hésitez pas à lâcher un petit like et à vous abonner.
But it did bring him to a second place finish. Another top 3 finish for him, top 5, top 3, maybe even a victory royale, right? But ideally that,
You tried to catch him right there, you saw that? You wanted to put him in the box for a second there and take it.
Grabbed him right there, player will have no idea what to do at that moment.
It's actually pretty interesting as well because Class is desperate right now for an Elam. He has to really feed off of a Siphon. He doesn't have any other way to heal. Even taking the safety edits, making doorways so that he doesn't expose himself even for the slightest bit.
84 builds left for Class. Tons of builds here. And then the Storm. Now the Storm starting to push. Look at Letchy still going for shots as players are moving.
Non, sur Twitch, mais vu qu'il y a des gens qui n'ont pas Twitch, je fais ça pour les gens qui n'ont pas Twitch.
Now we're going to the game 1 winner, Booga. He's got 420 damage in this match. Hasn't taken a single shot. 1 elimination for him right now. As now the action feed begins to fall. You see so many names getting eliminated one by one. Bizzle out of this one. That was from Letchy, who's having one heck of a game, taking out some big names.
It is really going down right here. You can just kind of breathe in this overhead view right here.
Man.
Bella EU doesn't even realize he has the high ground right now. Clarity G just nearby as well. Bugga at the upper layers. In this end game,
Plus de 8 abonnés les potes, n'hésitez pas à partager. Pas de code pour l'instant, désolé. C'est la Solari. Wow, il y a du monde. Hein.
So far, but does manage to maintain the high ground. Lost it for a brief moment, but wisely enough went outside of the Storm to regain some of those builds. On the right side of your screen, you got Booga and Letchy. Letchy, a great game that he's managed to put together with 5 eliminations.
Par contre, Domentos, il est bien, il est en bulle. Aïe, il est plus en bulle. Il y a Knight, il est encore en vie. Je viens de voir. Knight, tu fais mal, Knight.
Lots of builds to work with. Booga does get another one. That's Kinzel.
Right through the trap he goes. Booga, one of the superior box fighters in the Fortnite competitive scene right now.
Let's went up for the high ground. If you see it on the left side, he went high ground. He does get possession of it, but ends up getting hit there by Andretta and finally eliminated. But what a run Lecce had in this game. Finally comes to a conclusion when he went for high ground. Now it's Booga. Again, with 11 players remaining, we're about to get into the top 10 here, Monster.
Booga, last we saw, he does get taken out right there. Unfortunately, it's Peter Pan who takes him out with 6 eliminations. Peter Pan, the dark horse right now. He's gonna get wiped out here too, but it's still a great game. Wakey, who we saw leading in eliminations at one point, is still popping off as well.
Skyte's in this one as well. Maybe he's gonna get a back-to-back win. Riverson, he's got the high ground, he's got the explodes, he sees players, he has 11 builds, so he has to be very conservative with this. Does pop that player in the baller, forcing them down. Going in for the engagement now. More explodes, 5 remaining left. Player lands in front of him, and he tags him up for a lot of shields there, and Riverson has to reset, needs to be careful not to get hit by that storm. Someone's gonna be above him!
He's too good!
An elimination onto Skype. We're now sitting at a 1v1. 2 players left standing here. Who's it gonna be down low? It's Dubs! It's Dubs down low! And Riversand has Dubs on his sight. Who's gonna get the win here? Riversand navigating, tarping. He has 7 builds remaining. Dubs trying to play defense, giving himself any kind of cover that he can possibly maintain. But Riversand, a few more explodes remaining. That could punish Dubs.
He's really trying to keep him down to the zone here, Golden Boy.
Oh man, this is it. He sends another one out, and they're just telling him, you gotta run. He goes into it. He's still holding position. Dubs has the high ground, but he lands in front of him, and Dubs gets a victory royale on the world
GG à Dubs.
Absolutely incredible for Dubs to connect. Finally hits all of his shots, and nearly a back-to-back performance right there. That is the kind of comeback story you want to see here on the main stage.
Prove to the world that you're the greatest to ever do it. But you gotta give credit to Riversand. Second place finish for him there. Had the high ground, had the explodes, but it was Dubs who managed to get the better of Riversand. And look at this unfold right here. Riversand has the Rockets looking right at Dubs, and Dubs just needed to play defense.
C'est vraiment chaud.
Had no more builds to work with, and Dubs recognized he had the high ground. He just needed to go in there for the clothesline, and he nails it with that green pump.
That is the name of the game. You cannot miss your shots when you fully commit. Dubs and Mega sitting side by side. What a better player to have nearby you. Arguably probably his best friend right here in the competition.
Hey man, that was nuts. What a game from Dubs. And what a journey he's had. 4-time qualified. We know that he is a unit when it comes to solos. Finally getting that win. So second place in game 2. Game 3 gets first place. He has to be feeling very good about that.
That is the kind of performance he was looking for, and it must feel good to finally.
Toujours pas de code, non. Sirlock, pour avoir les codes, faut s'abonner, faut liker, faut attendre. Attends, je vais rester sur le live de la Solari. Peut-être quelque chose.
Ouais, sur cette game de...
Ah, tu vois, Bouga va redescendre un peu, je pense.
Bouga a marqué des points quand même. Il a pris les points du top 25, il a pris 2 ou 3 kills.
Ouais, c'est vrai.
Donc,
Thierry aussi, ouais.
On va voir. De toute façon, le classement, on va pas tarder à arriver. Ils sont assez réactifs maintenant sur le classement, les amis. Donc on va voir ce que ça donne. Mais en tout cas, ben voilà, justement, Bouga toujours premier.
Et
Sky
deuxième.
C'est les amis, qui est deuxième.
Let's go!
Avec
Sky
un
qui est
top 1
deuxième, les
et
gars.
3 kills. On voit les kills, c'est pas le plus important. Le placement qui fait la différence pour l'instant, le joueur français.
Sky deuxième, les potes. Knight 7ème. Sky deuxième. Ils font donner les codes. Ok, mais il a un temps à attendre. Aucune idée, c'est la Solari qui lâche les codes, les gars. GG Skite. GG Skite. Il est deuxième. Knight qui le suit avec 17 points. Skite qui a 20 points.
A massive, massive victory royale for Dubs here, a definite crowd favorite. A lot of people really excited to see you play today. 2 games in a row, 1-1 situations. Obviously, you're playing for placement here, and we're seeing this action happen in real time. Your baller
Merci à Sirlock qui s'est abonné. Merci BG. N'hésitez pas aussi à activer la cloche de notification.
Long obviously helped you win that right there at the end. Yo, the Rockets are coming down on you hard. What are you thinking in this moment? You're trying to get high ground. What's going on?
Last game I was just purely playing for placement and trying to hold out in the ball, and it worked.
Obviously, we got that victory. Okay, going into these next matches, you're sitting in a pretty great position right now. If I do
Oh là là, c'est chaud.
What are you thinking? What strategy going into this right now?
Et rien dans le chat, les gars, j'attends.
Golden Boy, Monster D-Face. It's feeling amazing down here. How's it feeling up there?
I think the feeling's mutual, my friend, because these have been excellent games. I love duos, right? You and I, we talk about all the time, right? We love casting duos, but there's just something special about when it's just you, the game, solos, competition, the way Battle Royale was meant. Dare I say, to quote Dr. Lupo, the ultimate Battle Royale experience.
There's just no room for error in solos. There's no, buddy.
Et ADZ, je l'ai pas vu dans le classement.
Pick you up when you get dropped, when you get sniped for making an error. You cannot make a mistake. And we saw this sign earlier today. The Dr. Lupo is not.
He's not.
Hey, Dad, man,
N'hésitez pas à vous abonner, les potes. N'hésitez pas aussi à activer la cloche de notification. Cliquez t'abonner pour l'objectif.
I understand though we actually have Cam standing by with a special announcement. Sundown, what's up?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Golden Boy and Monster. And while we're here in the midst of the largest Fortnite event in history, you're probably wondering what comes next. Well, as we said before, competitive Fortnite isn't going anywhere. Once Season 9 wraps up and we move into our next season, we'll be debuting the Fortnite Championship Series. This will give players a chance to compete against the best of the best, where every single result matters, with a leaderboard to track results over the course of the season. Follow your favorite players on their quest to become the first season champions with millions of dollars at stake. Now, this is just a taste of what's to come, as we also plan on stepping up our competitive efforts across the board. So, keep your eyes peeled for more news as you root on your favorite competitors in the back half of the matches. Golden Boy, Monster, back to you, gentlemen.
Well, that's awesome. I didn't even know that was coming. Oh, look at you. That was pretty dope. Fortnite Championship Series?
Can I just say, did you hear that? Every placement matters. Wait, is this something you guys have been wanting or something like that?
Oh, this is awesome stuff there. It's obviously not going to stop, and we're glad that that is the case. But focusing on what's at hand right now, Fortnite World Cup Finals here in New York City. And just a reset here. I'm Golden Boy along with Monster D-Face, and this has been quite the day. 3 games so far, did not disappoint. In Game 1, we ended up seeing a huge victory from Bugha, who managed to pull it away in glorious fashion. And then Skype in Game number 2, just out-positioning Dubs. But Dubs got his redemption and picked up a Game 3 win just now. He said with Jordan that he wanted to remain consistent. He's been playing the baller play. There's a lot of strategies that players can implement here in competitive Fortnite.
Yeah, you saw Dubs, Game 1, tried to get a little bit more aggressive, opting in to take that fight over by the Greasy Lake, and it did not pay off. So he took his lesson, took his little, spanking, I dare say, right there. He's like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to stay away from that guy. You got to respect him on that rotation. He switched it up, and now he's finding himself in endgame. And that is the kind of adaptability you have to have as a Fortnite professional.
Yeah, it's necessary. 4-time qualified solo player is Dubs. And what I mean by that, when he qualified the first time for this event right here, he queued up again. Each week the solos competition was available.
Did again.
And did it again. And then did it again. And then did it again. That's how good he was. Everyone doubted him. No one knew who this kid was. And then he shocks the world. That, my friend, is undisputed. But the next game is going to start up. Game 4 about to begin. New York City, come on, let me hear you. It's about to start. It's about to kick off. These players need your energy. The battle bus is getting loaded. And look at everyone in the stands. What about that Marshmello concert earlier today? Incredible stuff, that live performance from him. You love to see it, but this has been a wild day thus far.
Now the question is, can Bugha, Skype, and Dubs continue to hold their lead? We saw King fall out of the running last game, and it set him back 4 placements.
That's right. That's right. King is going to be someone we have to keep a keen eye on. Not a king eye, a keen eye on.
Keep a king eye on him, too, because
why not?
A king out there.
He really is, man. I think someone on the Fortnite competitive Reddit said, if you have that name and you take out a player like Tfue, you got to live up to it.
That's
you
right.
You got to live up to it. But there's the standings once again to get you all up to speed. Bugha still holding on to his first place position. Skype and Dubs right behind him. Dubs behind Skype by 1 point only, and this is the spread of the island thus far. Paradise Palms, some players are going to start to land over there in just a little bit.
Dude, Frosty Flights, what is going on there? I see 7 arrows or so just outside of where Dubs is currently positioned. Dubs, our last match winner, in great fashion. You can see he's playing the crack shot house here where tons of chests spawn.
I'm also noticing over at the block, I saw another player there. I did not expect that, another body by the block, but he ended up disengaging out of there. And Clarity G off screen, Legendian as well. They're going to be some of the first to fall in game 4.
Here's a nice little fun fact. 46 of 68 points were scored in the online opens through Dubs placement strictly. So he definitely knows how to get to endgame. We already know him as one of the most mechanically gifted players, especially with his duo partner Mega, who, by the way, they're both qualifying. One of the only teams that are full qualified.
And sitting right next to one another as well, as you saw when Dubs picked up the win. His first person to congratulate him, his teammate Mega. Now, Brux, there you go. That's what I want out of Brux. At the start, Arkram, that is a big elimination. Shaking the head, shaking the head.
Feels bad, man.
Oh, and
when friends collide, ouch.
Yeah, that is a rough one. Then you got Nix and Niddle. Nix, a Brazilian player. He was clinical during the qualifiers. Always seeing him in the top 10 each and every week that he played. Everyone in the region, everyone in the Brazil region knows how good Nix is. There's one player right below him, and maybe Niddle is going to experience that for himself. Nix does have that life lead here. We'll have that shield advantage. Niddle a little weak on the HP side as well.
Listen, Nix is here to show why he's the first qualified solo and duo player from the Brazilian region. There's only a few players who have the title of being fully qualified or double qualified for the competition here. Nix is one of them.
He's hearing all that movement up above him. Niddle does have the high ground for the time being. He goes in for the challenge, and that's Nix doing it for the region, doing it for Brazil. More cowbell, please.
Nix versus Niddle. Nix comes out on top. He wiggles his finger at the camera and says, no, no, not today. Snobby Shores is his home here.
And the good news is he won't get eliminated right away after he does a little motion to the camera. Yeah, I think I love you, buddy.
You know, no instant karma for him.
No instant karma for him.
Taking a look at Moffin, one of our few players representing the Asian region here.
Japan as well, 15 years of age. Got a lot of great players from Japan that have joined us in New York City this weekend.
Tons of young competitors. We saw a great performance from Sinnoh, O-King yesterday, but Letwike and Twins, they've really been going at it here and in Paradise Palms.
The only players here, so the winner of this one's going to take it all. 7 builds for Letwike currently. HP, little dire. Twins also going to be in a rough spot too, and then won't get an opportunity to be able to pop that big potion there unless he goes for it. Okay, he's making it happen. He's going for the big potion pop, and he does get it. That's going to give him a slight advantage in this fight.
The difference was no hesitation here as Letwike is going back in it, even with the health disadvantage here.
Oh, that shield's going to be gone out of that one monster. Let does go up above him, and no! Twins got caught looking, and that's Let who will benefit with that chug jug.
I'll tell you this, so much confidence. Confidence is key when it comes down to these PvP battles. He just went all the way
T9 troisième, Skype le monstre. Deuxième les gars, c'est 1 800 000 $.
Pour le moment c'est le boss. Pour le moment c'est le boss. Jouer le high ground à la fin et Skype qui est deuxième. Je l'avais dit.
Skype qui est deuxième. As he deserves as much love as anyone else. What's he gonna do?
Le launcher.
Represent for himself and his fans.
Fallait sur le site Epic Games quoi. Si vous préférez le launcher, mais
Moffin from Japan putting this region on the map perhaps. Issa, well-known player in the space. He's been at this for quite a while. Off screen, you just saw King's name in the action feed against T. Another shot, actually. Issa getting third party. And sometimes when you're in these fights, you just don't expect when another player, they're gonna hear the gunfire. So they're gonna try and push the fight, maybe get an advantage out of it. And then it's Mega. Mega marches on in and gets the better of Issa. Now it's gonna have to deal with Moffin. Does not have that floor quite yet. Moffin's holding it down. Does he get the hack through? Moffin goes in for the fight, but that's gonna be another one. Number 2 for the Mega Man.
We wanted some Shifty Shafts action, and we got it right there. They are just unfortunately in the warpath of Mega. He lands right outside of this area. Good on
Vous êtes
him
sur
to
PS4, moi je
rotate
suis sur PC.
and catch him
Je
off
sais pas les
guard.
autres.
Here's a nice little replay from
That was
King
the
taking out Teak.
Yeah, the King elimination on Teak. Huge for him.
All right, Unknown Army. We touched up on him in his pass earlier today. At one point, he was actually somewhat shunned out of the competitive discourse for being too aggressive. Little did he know that was the perfect way to find himself here at the World Cup stage, because it was all about pushing players and getting eliminations.
Everyone has their opinion and strong opinions on within the competitive community.
I'll tell you this, he came right back as being everyone's, favorite friend all of a sudden.
That's good, that's good. Obviously, it's, this is a competitive game that is still continuing
PC.
to evolve and grow.
Un autre avec des V-Bucks.
Trying to learn one another's personalities.
Perso, je sais pas.
I understand we do have a replay, though.
Perso, c'est la Solari qui lâche les codes.
That had happened earlier on. This is Pika. Look at this, Pika jumping forward, finds one in front. That's the third party, and this player now.
Ah, il a pas eu le kill.
Look at Pika,
Oh là là.
but that was nasty. Pika made him pay.
Pika ordered a quick 2-piece chicken nugget, and Aqua was a part of it. It's so
Deep fried him.
unfortunate. Aqua's really been struggling so far in the solo competition.
Thank you so much,
but
bro, love you.
it's a breeze for
Mega,
him now, being that he
Maga
had
Game, follow me.
yesterday. But jumping in with Zay
Subscribe.
here.
Merci pour l'abonnement. Je sais pas c'est qui s'est abonné.
That's what we like to say. There's a huge performance from Zay yesterday, but unfortunately for him, not going to be the case in Game 4. Hood J, his first elimination is on to one of Fortnite's greats, Zay. But the fight continues against Dracons.
An artillery strike right here, and Dracons is going to have to back up here. As Hood J is going to get a moment of peace because he's in the lowest level. He doesn't
Merci
have
Maga
to
Game.
run too much.
Thank you.
Dracons trying to axe his way through the middle. And
Avec V-Bucks.
ton of loot right there. That's his loot, respectively, if he can snatch it really quickly. But no, he's more focused on this battle right now.
And
sets up a cone.
Je pense
as well.
qu'il a trouvé sur Twitter.
From the Brazilian region, so there's just aggression. That's what they do. They'll go after the fights, and they want to get in your face. They don't care. They don't care what region you're from.
Absolutely loving the rhythm right now. He's really messing with the cadence of his axes, but he's going to get punished. And now he's the one who's on the defense right here as he backs up and takes a defensive stance to go ahead and heal.
Doesn't have any shields, no minis, unlike Hood J, who has 2 more remaining.
This is gonna allow him to bounce back. He's got all the mats now, Golden Boy.
Yeah, he's got everything to work with.
Merci pour l'abonnement. Encore un mec qui sait pourquoi ils disent que spray, je peux en avoir échangé. Aucune idée, hein. Aucune idée. Attends, pourquoi ils disent que j'ai déjà un spray? Bah tu l'as eu peut-être Ritox. Redémarre ton jeu à code spray s'il te plaît, toi et pas ton nom. Bah Cyril, il faut être rapide.
Yeah, and I talked with Macwood and Calculator in the Players Lounge for a while, and I asked him, what do you do if someone disengages? Do you respect a good disengage? And he says, it depends, If both of you guys are in a weird situation, they'll give it up.
There's no reason for you to go for a fight that you're just not comfortable with. Crew, though, he's looking for a fight right now. Has his player playing a little defense, but he ends up getting tagged, and now it's going to be him on the back foot. Has to take a moment, pop a mini.
That was a best-case scenario for him because he still has full whites here. He did not lose normal health points. It was just his shield that was ripped off there.
2 quality players right now, scrambling against one another. Pika gets rid of the trees so that you can get above. You also get a little bit more resources out of this.
Les gars, pour avoir les cosplays, faut s'abonner, faut liker, faut partager. C'est la Solari qui lâche. Et je vois pas de code dans le chat de la Solari pour l'instant, désolé. Peut-être après la game. Je pense.
This is an intense battle, Pika versus Crew. Crew, a double qualified competitor here. Didn't play in the duos competition yesterday. And of the two, he's the one who just goes in. He's not the IGL. Let's see how he can handle himself here when just playing solos now. And he's in the zone. He's found himself in the zone.
Yeah, they're going to get ticked for one in the zone, and they're pretty far from it.
He doesn't want to play off that camera angle, but he's going to chuck a brilliant grenade right there. It's going to open up the box.
Now you're inside of the Storm Monster.
Et c'est ce code il marche.
You're engaging in this fight. You're losing health little by little. What's the play now? Oh no!
Je pense qu'il trouve sur Twitter, hein, parce que dans le chat de la Solari, il n'y a rien.
Gets the better, but he's going to continue to tick for health. Does have a launch pad though. Can fly back. He's really far from the safe zone.
And I just got to say, that was Crew's game to win. He managed to turn it around and get that right camera dominant angle back, and he could have had it at that moment, but Pika's prime positioning put him over the ramp. He lost sight of him. He let his guard down. He got punished for it.
And this is from Pika's perspective and how he got the better of Crew with the burst SMG. The weapon that I happen to favor quite a bit. I like it, although I do like to set myself up for failure sometimes, so I'll pick up the burst SMG. It won't really end that well for me, but for these players here, they know how to take advantage of each item in Fortnite. They're so good at really working with what's in front of them. Now the format, as we mentioned before, we're pretty far from it, okay? So when you get to 25th place, that's when the placement points start to tick, but each elimination is gonna give a crucial point. These have been some low point games. If you watch the online qualifiers wondering, man, we're seeing players getting 60, 70, 80 points, even 100 in some instances. Those are the online qualifiers, a different format. These are the best players in the world going against one another. The gameplay is going to slow down just a little bit as they all fight for the positioning.
Yeah, this is definitely that time in the game when everyone kind of positions up and the heavy congestion begins, but King doesn't care about that because he's King. He's looking for a fight in arguably the worst zone to fight in.
Je vois pas de code, les gars, attendez. Peut-être sur Twitter, attendez.
He's a savage. He's a savage. He does not want anyone else to sit up upon that throne. It should only be him, but it's okay. Sometimes you don't have to be that thirsty. You can move away. That player popped that ramp in front of him. He gets out.
And look at this, look at that. That was so brilliant. He changes his angle there. He says, you know, I'm not going to use this side. I'm going to go around and start collapsing in on you, just losing or pushing that player out in uncomfortable ways.
Oh, I like this. He's going down low.
Master at finding angles here. He's just looking for the best way to break apart his opponent right now, and he's really playing mind games. Now, suddenly, this guy doesn't know what side he's safe on. He's losing all forms of real estate right here.
You know, King, he just constantly wants to be in your face. He's done it in each game that has happened, and he always seems to just know where everyone is. Like that is a trait that you know, a lot of the players that are up here, they do have it, but in this South American region like this, where there have been obviously not a lot of players coming out of this for this particular tournament, I think King has put this region on the map without a doubt.
Bah, t'es sur quoi, Xbox PS4? Comment on copie le code? Demande à quelqu'un qui est sur Xbox PS4. Yo, Skylight Gaming, bienvenue sur le live. N'hésite pas à t'abonner, à lâcher un petit like. Bienvenue aux nouveaux, les potes.
Sanctioning to himself here. This is why he's in the running in the top 10 here. We saw him get taken out earlier before, but this is why he plays the high risk, high reward. If I'm being honest, that's how you take first place. You put it all out there and
go
hope
big or go home.
Everything goes in your favor, honestly.
Go big or go home. King light over on the mountain there. Tuzi's next to him, as well as Keenstar. And King, he's gone. He's flying over to the next target here.
He just doesn't stop. Into another box fight he goes. And now he's going to reposition here and set up for the prime push.
This is ridiculous.
Look, he's still going.
He does not care, people. King wants to jump into your box. It's his box now! Oh, what a beast! What a beast!
He's not here to play. Laser's going to go down.
Bow down.
We thought Bugha was one of the best box fighters. Hold up, it's time to do some reviews here, because King is putting himself on the map here.
All I want, Bala, if you're listening, I just want you to do a VOD review.
C'est des codes pour tout console, les gars. Un code marche pour 50 personnes, si je dis pas de bêtises.
wild stuff, man. Gets the window, boom, right to the face, right to the kisser.
He's already looking.
What's wild about that fight too is a lot of players would have just stayed stationary in that position. Storm was coming in.
They would have been content with being somewhere safe.
He had a target and he just went right for it.
Incredible. Here we have Dubs now, center zone. Still has a baller. Bucky still
Ton code a marché, merci de rien. N'hésitez pas à partager les potes, on est 15 sur le live, n'hésitez pas à liker aussi.
Also has a baller, so they're probably not gonna get into too much of a battle, but who knows?
Faut aller sur le site Epic Games, tu dois aller sur Google ou sur navigateur.
Maybe they would be baller buddies.
Maybe. But you're right though about the Storm Surge. You really are, because if you're not putting in damage, 0 eliminations for Leshy right now. How many fights has he actually gotten into? Someone gonna be above. There's Dubs. Minigun. That minigun goes right through your builds. Very powerful against structures.
Dubs only with 2 eliminations is actually the match leader, and that's because he's just pinging other players. Yes, just damage leader. And we just talked about Storm Surge. That's why you want to be proactive. You want to shoot at anything that moves. Because realistically, you don't know when you're going to find yourself in that precarious situation where you have to push someone like pretty much with, you know, without wanting to.
And we were talking about this before we jumped on the cast.
Pas de code pour l'instant, les gars.
We were discussing he's really good at not putting himself in a position, but still to get hurt, but still take shots. And Benji fishy against Storm. First elim for him there.
Saw that, put the trap above his head through the window edit, opens it up and hits him with the pump.
Now we're on his perspective. But as we were mentioning before, sometimes from a safe position, go for the shots. Go for the shots. Maybe you get a few ticks. Damage perhaps, and King, he's taking fights outside as well.
King is still here to play Golden.
2 eliminations, 53 builds for him. Running with that blue combat.
Salut yo, Zeysad, je pense qu'il était nouveau, n'hésite pas à liker et à t'abonner. Pour mettre les codes, il faut aller sur le launcher Epic Games, sur Google ou sur le navigateur sur PS4, vous cliquez sur Epic Games, puis vous connectez, vous partez sur votre profil, vous allez avoir mettre le code ou obtenir un code et vous mettez le code. C'est la Solari qui lâche les codes, les gars. Je copie la Solari, vu qu'il y a des gens qui n'ont pas tué, je mets dans mon chat.
It really wouldn't even surprise me if he's just looking for elimination to recap on materials right now, because he doesn't have enough to full tunnel across here. Knowing his playstyle, he's probably going to want to push here. And there it is. He actually found a launch pad, so his game awareness was at an all-time high here. And take a look here. Tfue, nice little replay right there, one of his first elims.
First point, as a matter of fact, against Kurtz. Tfue on the board. The King. What are the chances of that one? Yeah, the good old community launch pad right there. Great neighbors.
Paying attention to what's going on here. Can Tfue make a big comeback for himself here?
A little concerned about that player who had edited out. And Tfue did have the mark on him. Guy though, you hate that one. When you just get focused on so much. You're out and about, trying your best to stay up in this game. And then everyone looks at you.
Un peu utilisé un même pod plus d'une fois. Ben, c'est
but he's not getting the elimination. Other people are siphoning those away from him.
Yes, Prisionero was just snatched from him. That's another point that unfortunately does not go his way here. He does have some shadow bombs though, so he will be able to make it to this next zone. He decides that he's close enough to try and tarp in, but now he becomes the target of the server because he's only building in wood here.
People can take note of the structures being used. That will give you an indication as to where they are currently. Our players do build around 2-box metal, perhaps. Metal, the strongest structure. In case you're wondering, maybe you're watching for the first time, wondering what's going on here. Your Game 3 winner, Dubs.
Pour le pass, aucune idée gros. C'est la Solari qui lâche peut-être des codes pour le pass ou pas, je sais pas. Mais au passage, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à lâcher un petit like. Sky t'es mort. top 30, il est mort.
Right there, and Bugga is still in the running here as he catches Flexi, and the kill feed is lighting up right now as players are dropping, and we're approaching placement points finally here.
We're getting very close to it, Monster. Once we hit 25th place, everyone's going to start to earn some points. Right at the side of your screen, 3 points for everyone still alive, but Dubs, and we mentioned it, that baller was in dire straits. It was not going to be able to survive another rotation, and neither was he with the HP that he had currently. Then the rotations, everyone's starting to move here. They have some shadow bombs, they're going to use those and get to the other side, get to the safe area, build around and protect themselves, and hope that they can continue to gain more placements as we take a look at the overhead.
That's right, he was holding his breath because he needed to get that top 25. He didn't break it through in time. Everyone left in the game has already gotten placement points here, but you want to play for the next threshold. You want to continue to stay in this game here, as that's exactly what Tifu's doing with the Shadow Bomb, hopping around the builds here, trying to keep a low profile. Bizzle still in the running. One of the innovators when it comes down to tarping and pushing out with effective and clean builds.
Just one of the greats of Fortnite altogether. On the side, I was looking at this fight between Ruxin and Riversand. Riversand went for high ground numerous times, and Tifu gets eliminated by Mongrel. And then Rux has high ground, as you see on your screen to the left. Then you have Bizzle, still very much in this one. Takamura with 4 eliminations and earning placement points as more players begin to fall. And we're coming down to the final moments, Monster.
That's right, we are. And we're going to jump into Takamura's POV here because he has 4 eliminations, and he doesn't plan on stopping. Neither does Magro, because Magro catches Benji Fishy as well. Taking a look here at Takamura, tarping out. He is going to fall down, and he's going to get shot a few times here. What's he going to do is he's going for the high ground. He sees an opportunity. It's his to take. Now jumping over with Mongrels in the low ground. Drops another player right here. Is he going to be able to connect in full? Can he convert here? He does not.
So many players are landing in front of Mongrel here. Coming down to the wire. Top 9 remaining. 1 in front of Mongrel. Does he get the elim? He manages to just get away by the skin of his teeth. And now Mongrel gets up to the high ground. Maybe using this. If you keep jumping on the wall, you won't go out of the shadow state. He gets up top, but there's no one going to be there. There's a person all the way above him. Knocks the structure down. And the player does manage to catch himself and maintain the high ground positioning here. We have some great players still left in this game. But Mongrel with 4 eliminations is looking for number 5. And that was on Nate. We're now down to the final moments. Top 5 Monster.
He had to fully commit there. Those are the maps that he needed. He's still in the game here. He's going to go all the way for it. And that's a trade out with the 109 to the face here.
Huge elimination on Takamura. We're into a 1v1v1v1. Top 4 players now. Mongrel in the ultimate low ground. Going up against a player. It's got to be Bugga. The game 1 winner will not be enough against Mongrel, who does get picked quite a bit. He loses a lot of HP. No more builds, but the victory royale goes to the veteran Som, who manages to pick up a massive win.
Using the shockwaves in the final moments to snatch the high ground, Som claims a victory, but it's Mongrel who had a ton of eliminations and really was the ruining factor for so many of our top 10 competitors in that round right there.
Mongrel was running a rough shot in the ultimate low ground, but it's Som, the vet. He has performed in so many competitions at a high level, and it's no surprise here. When Som gets that high ground, everyone needs to look out. He's so good at that. Mongrel had no builds left. He had no HP to work with. He did the job he needed to do. Top 2, he got 2nd place and a bunch of eliminations. And Shockwave's late game again, Monster. Such a great
piece of
equipment that you can use.
Love that right there. Stands up, flexes, hits
Ah, mon Graal.
Let's go. He's feeling good. And that's a huge accomplishment to take a victory. And just you only have so many opportunities to win a game here. Just to do that.
Mon Graal, il doit avoir le seum.
It's magnificent.
Yeah, it really magnificent is the best word that I could think of at those.
Je te jure, mon Graal, il doit avoir le seum.
3 and 4 certainly did not disappoint. Oh, that was a wild game. Here are the standings though. Bugga still holding on to
Il a pris 14 points, mon Graal.
Ahead he is 8 points currently, but Som now jumps in to 2nd place. Nate in
Bon les gars, je pense que c'est la dernière game, celle-là. Ils vont lâcher tous les codes. Du coup, préparez déjà le launcher.
Skype and Dubs get knocked down to 7 and 8, and King, who has been very aggressive,
Knight qui tombe 3ème avec 26 points. Bouga il va gagner, hein. Bouga il va gagner. Palm qui passe 2ème. Skate qui descend 7ème. Bon, il y a grave moyen. Skate il se tape un top 1, il peut terminer dans le top 3. Puis Knight qui fait top 1, il est premier. Mon Graal qui monte 20ème. Mon Graal qui monte 20ème, il était un des derniers. Il était 80. Il monte 20ème, 14 points une game. S'il fait encore 14 points, 28. Tu lâches des codes. En plus, mon Graal il a fait une kill comme un sur Bon, c'est sur le live à la Solari. Et là, je vois rien pour l'instant dans le chat. Du coup, les gars, moi, je fais une petite pause. J'arrive à 21h40. Les gars, restez sur le live. J'ai des modos qui gèrent un peu. Captain Jules qui gère, qui lâche des codes. Merci, Captain. J'arrive, les potes. J'arrive les potes, j'arrive.
Back to you, Golden Boy and Monster D-Face.
Always a pleasure to hear from Psalm, a veteran in competitive Fortnite and doing it once again. No shocker there. You take the risk, you make the bold play, and sometimes it pays off. And in that instance, it definitely did. He's coming out quite pretty from there. I believe was in second place, currently in the standings. That was a nutty game, man.
He's been in top 10 this whole time. Since the competition has begun, he's been chipping away at placement. And that last one was a huge victory for him. And that is exactly what he wanted and needed here to keep him relevant.
Yeah, so many great moments in that game. And while we had the best seat in the house, there were some moments that maybe we didn't catch. And the good news is we got one of the best VOD reviewers in the game. Ball is standing by to break it all down.
Thank you so much, GB. Yes, we have 2 games remaining. And it looks like Psalm and Booga repeating that first game success early on. They're going to move forward at the top of the leaderboard. But for now, we're going to take a look at some of Rux's performances and some of his shots that push him up to fit. So while we roll these clips, Rux, in the end game, first, he set himself up brilliantly in the early game against Arkram. We've talked about Arkram a number of times. This duel has been going on every single game here. Rux takes the better of Arkram and gets the loadout that he needs to push on forward here with the infantry rifle and the combat shotgun and heals to boot. Only 1 mat remaining through this entire time. Doesn't quite get those mats after finding the elimination onto Core Gaming, so he's working through old structures here, other players' structures. And that's when you start going sneaky beaky mode. He stays crouched, make sure that no sound is coming through for that elimination onto Slaya. He had high ground at this position. A nice shot there onto Light. Unbelievable flick shot with the combat shotgun. And then this is when I believe it was somebody else took high ground here. Beautiful retake. It's Stompy. Rux brings himself up into 5th place with that. We'll see if he continues to climb. But for now, we've got 2 more games to go. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you so much for breaking that down, Bala. Rux, who has been time and time again showing up in the top 10. We always see his name, whether it be solos or even in duos, along with his teammate Pika. They always have great events. So no shocker there. But this is, what a wild ride, right? We've been on 10 weeks up until this point. All these players from around the world. I love looking at that top 10 as well, man, because it truly is a great international game that we have here with Fortnite.
Yeah, you saw it unfold. Like, I thought King would be the man to show up today and be, like, honestly, the energy for the arena here, because he has had some of the wildest moments so far in his journey through this World Cup weekend.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. It's been a wild ride here, but that's going to do it for myself and Monster D-Face, the Boricua boys. There we go, brother. Always a pleasure to cast with you. Now we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, Courage and Dr. Lupo take the stage one more time, and then we crown our Fortnite World Champion. We'll see you in just a few.
Hello, Fortnite fam! I am PookieFace_. I am joined here at the front of house with David, and we're going to talk a little bit about how all of these systems work, how we are bringing the Pro-Am, Creative Cup, and the World Cup to you guys this weekend. So David, nice to meet you. Thank you for joining me here. What do all of these buttons do behind us? Tell me a little bit about what all of the technical things are here.
So basically this is controlling all of the lighting and all of the video for the entire show. We're pushing out all of the videos that you see on all the screens, any camera shots that go up there. And then we're also making sure that all the lights are at the right levels for player faces and everything else.
So it's your job to just make everyone look great, is technically what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Now, I know that you have some facts about the lights, the LEDs. Give me a little bit of some factoids about how all of this production pulls power and, you know, what goes
Les gars, pour les codes, il faut s'abonner, il faut liker, il faut partager le live, les gars. Et je vais lâcher des codes bientôt. Normalement, je vais bombarder les codes, 10, 15 codes. N'hésitez pas à partager. Si on atteint la barre des 40 viewers, je vais lâcher un code de 10 €. V-Bucks. Nayax, n'hésite pas à t'abonner. On est bientôt 1500 abonnés. Merci pour l'abonnement. Je sais pas qui s'est abonné. Merci pour les abonnements. Plus que 2 abonnés, les potes. J'espère que vous allez partager le live.
Dub said, look, I've qualified. I'm just going to come back and just flex on literally the entire region.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the fact that you can be so consistently good in one of the major regions. The best of the best aren't concerned with just barely making it. They want to win every fight. They want every point. That's why he's in first. There's a reason he's one of the best solo players on the planet.
안녕하세요. 저는 이제 팩스폭스라고 하고요. 저는 아시아 서버에서 이제 뉴욕 진출했고요. 이제 나이는 17살입니다. 저는 이제 위크 1에서 이제 처음에 솔로 그 뭐지 4연승을 해가지고 초반에 이 점수를 거의 다 따가지고 그냥 후반에 맘 놓고 하고 있어요.
4 victory royales and he averaged 8 elims. Obviously first place. That's unbelievable.
이제 아시아는 스크림 같은 게 없기 때문에 저는 연습을 제대로 별로 못했기 때문에 아마도 일단 운에 맡겨야 될 것 같습니다.
Hi, New York City.
Oh, okay, Faxlox. I'll take you out for a good pizza. I know a couple good spots.
이제 한국에는 포트나이트 유저가 별로 없는데 진짜 응원하겠습니다.
Hey Fortnite fam, BallTW here to get in the nitty-gritty of competitive Fortnite. The final circles in competitive Fortnite are packed tightly with both action and players, all fighting to get the victory royale. Let's introduce one of the most common techniques used to outlast your opponents in those congested final zones. What is tunneling? Also known as snaking or pathing, this is when you build a protected tunnel while running away from the storm and into the next safe zone. When these safe zones get so small, this becomes very, very important, as there can be opposing players on all sides of you. Here's an example of the most basic tunnel, the straight tunnel. From your base, you simply build straight towards your destination straight ahead of you, with the floor piece below your feet and above your head. This is the most basic and also dangerous version of the tunnel, since you're not covering horizontally. You're exposed from your sides. However, you save materials by doing this. The materials you spend covering your sides quickly add up. Then, if you need to go diagonally to get where you need to go, you'll often see players do the diagonal tunnel. At its most basic, it's very similar. You're just changing directions as you go, once left, once right. This is very useful since sometimes you'll encounter enemies that you want to get away from on the road to the Victory Royale, or the next safe zone is in a diagonal direction. So just change directions and move, but make sure to stay safe from the storm. Now we talked about how you're exposed from your sides. In both versions, you can add walls to either side, or both left and right, or even in front as well. This gets really hard really fast, and this is why it's so impressive that not only are these high-level players tunneling so fast and without error, but at the same time going for crazy plays on unsuspecting opponents to rack up elimination points as well as placement points. It's a lot to take in, and oftentimes they do things so fast that you can't even keep up. Watching players like Cease, Bizzle, Mongrel, Benji Fishy, and all the players playing in the Fortnite World Cup Online Open play from their tunnels can be jaw-dropping. So there you have it, tunneling. One of the most important skills in competitive Fortnite. It's pretty simple at its core, but at the high pace of these congested endgames, it gets complicated. That means you need to practice, and make sure to hop in creative mode and do just that. You can practice it in the open on your own island, or use one of the many amazing pre-built training courses that creators have made. This was BallTW, and we'll see you in game.
My name is Turner, aka Tifu. I qualified from the North American East region.
This is not. Wait. Trying to stake him in. Can you get him to drop it?
Oh, what is that angle?
He hits all of the shots.
The day I qualified, I was pretty hyped. I didn't even believe it was real at the time. I don't know. I was just kind of streaming, grinding, doing my own thing, and I tried my hardest and succeeded, I guess.
Landing all the way up top, drops in. 100. Follow through on the shot. Literally reading my mind.
He's a special player. A generational talent. He has qualities that not a lot of young players have. So mature, so dedicated, very rare to see.
힘들어. 안녕하세요. 저의 이름은 김도환이고 플레이어 닉네임은 흐제이입니다. 나이는 그리고 14살입니다.
He's disciplined.
Jay drops down.
He's focused.
Hop, je suis là. Étude les codes.
That's what he needs to do to become the best.
Il a 14 ans lui.
여기 간 다음에 제일 중요한 거는 이걸 타고
Simplement le code. Bienvenue au nouveau les gars. Si vous voulez les codes, allez, j'ai un code moi. J'ai Voxter. Mais vu qu'il y a des gens qui n'ont pas Twitch, je lâche les codes ici. Donc les gars, si vous voulez des codes, il faut liker, il faut s'abonner, il faut activer la cloche de notification, n'hésitez pas aussi à partager. Sur la Solari pour l'instant il n'y a rien. Je vois rien. J'ai le chat devant moi les gars. Si Night fait top 1, il est premier. T'as des codes. Pas pour l'instant Jérôme Julien.
놀거리가 가장 많고 저희 팀원은 가족 같고 가족보다 뭔가 좀 더 끈끈하고 좀 더 위인 그런 팀인 것 같습니다.
The team really looks at Jay as the little brother that everybody wants to take care of.
저는 일어나자마자 바로 옆방에 있는 연습실에서 포트나이트를 할 수 있다는 거에 대해서
tempo is quite a bit faster than a lot of the other players.
Jay runs on forward.
아무래도 건설이라든지 편집이라든지 그런 부분이 좀 재미있어서이기도 하고 제 목표를 달성할 수 있기 때문입니다. 저는 포트나이트 게임을 시작할 때 이기자라는 목적으로 많이 시작합니다.
Tags him and brings him down to the victory royale.
He wants to always be creative, always change up his playstyle and steal the tempo from his opponents.
C'est ça, comment on voit les codes? Non mais il faut voir dans le chat en fait, et je vois pas de code. C'est ça le problème.
여보세요, 엄마. 잘 지내시죠? 요즘 어떻게 지내세요? 네, 걱정 안 하셔도 돼요. 제가
Il reste une game ou deux games les gars?
자랑스럽게 해드릴게요. 꼭 몸 관리 잘하시고 오징어 끝나면 바로 갈게요 집으로. 네. 세계 최고 플레이어가 되고 싶은 이유는 아무래도
Code. Code d'Aircap, n'hésite pas à t'abonner. Si tu t'abonnes et tu likes, je vais lâcher des codes. Mais bon, c'est la Solari, comme je l'aurais dit, c'est dans le chat de la Solari. Elle je vois R.
Realize how talented he is just yet.
I am just so impressed with what I'm seeing here from Hood Jay.
He has that.
Non, et Voxter, je suis sur leur live. Je suis là depuis 5 minutes, même 10 minutes sur leur live, y'a rien. Je t'assure, y'a rien.
Ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to this. Millions watching across the world. On the biggest stage. Every single player out here, an absolute gamer, Jack. We've never seen anything like this. Best shadow bomb use I've ever seen, Mr. Savage M. I don't miss my shot. I don't miss my shots. He's the player there. Run down the store. Jump. Finds him. Yeah!
Qualifying for the World Cup was a major step for me to actually help out my family.
I'm so happy we made it. It's literally like a dream. I was freaking out. It was awesome.
Sur le live de la Solari, tu as des codes. Ben c'est la Solari là, et non, y a pas de code sur la Solari.
Ladies and gentlemen, huge shout out to Mike Realm spinning over there, guys. Give it up for him. And now we are one
Y a pas de code
step
pour l'instant.
closer to crowning
Bon. Moi il me tue à chaque fois que c'est son Fortnite là. Ah mais il fait que ça, il fait que des remixes des sons ou des danses de Fortnite. Ah ils sont en train de reprendre juste.
Are you ready? Let's do it one more time. I'm gonna ask you again. Are you ready? Let's send it over to your casters for the last two games, Courage and Dr. Lupo.
Over a year ago, the Fortnite World Cup was announced, and here today it culminates in the final two games of the solos competition. $30 million in prize money this weekend, and in two games, Dr. Lupo, we will crown another Fortnite World Champion.
We've seen a ridiculous number of plays from everybody on the field. Even moments like King going out
literally the first eliminated one game immediately after you know, just slaying out in the lobby. We love to see gameplay like that. Very aggressive from a number of players that honestly a lot of us didn't even expect to show up on the board. You have to remember though, every single player that has qualified for the solo finals here at the Fortnite World Cup in New York City is at the top of their game. 40 million people played through. This is what's left, the best of the best of the best.
We know the storylines continue throughout this lobby of the 100 best players in the world. We have 2 games left. Our standings, well, they're very close.
Bienvenue au nouveau, on est 8 sur le live, n'hésitez pas à lâcher un petit like et à vous abonner. 1500 abonnés, merci les potes.
Matches left to decide who is the world champion solo player, who is the best of the best of the best. We're going to take a look at what the standings currently look like and what needs to happen. So, the first thing you're going to see right away is the runaway.
Les gars, je vous assure, je suis dans leur chat, il n'y a rien. Il n'y a pas de code. Salut, on voit où les codes? Donne des codes. Les gars, si vous voulez des codes, faut s'abonner, faut liker, il faut activer la cloche de notification et je vais lâcher des codes les potes. C'est sur le live de la Solari sur Twitch, vu qu'il y a des gens qui n'ont pas Twitch. Je fais ça pour ceux qui n'ont pas Twitch, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner.
Passive players. They've been getting around 11 to 12 points apiece. We've been seeing high volume eliminations happening in the early and the mid game. But right now, looking at this board,
faut les mettre sur le launcher Epic Games. Faut se connecter, vous cliquez sur votre compte, puis vous allez mettre code, vous mettez le code là-bas. Shadow, n'hésite pas à t'abonner. Hey yo Gameco, bienvenue au nouveau. Invite YouTube Nono, n'hésite pas à t'abonner. Gameco, n'hésite pas à t'abonner. Bienvenue au nouveau. T'es sûr qu'il est valide ce code? Ah ouais.
Matches are left. We have already seen World
Copier.
Champions crowned in creative and duo. Who will be
Tenez,
the
coller.
ultimate victory royale and who will take home the title?
Ce code il est valide les potes.
Back inside and see the
Faites
final
vite,
two
faites vite,
matches.
faites vite.
Lupo, courage,
Aircap,
let's take it home.
tu lâches des codes comme ça BG? Je sais pas s'ils sont valides, je dois les supprimer. Ils viennent de lâcher un code, mettez le code que j'ai lâché, faites vite les potes.
15 million just for the solos competition. 3 million.
Code valide. C'est fait, donc donne le code. J'ai mis le code. Les gars, je me suis abonné, merci Gameco. Merci à ceux qui sont abonnés, n'hésitez pas à activer la cloche de notification. Les gars, mettez pas des codes comme ça dans le pif. C'est moi qui mets les codes. Si, t'inquiète. Aircap, je suis pas sûr. Remets quand même le code, mais vu que je suis dans le chat de la Solari, j'ai vu un code là pour l'instant. Les codes sont valides, les potes.
The lobby is ready, ladies and gentlemen. The battle.
Les gars, remerciez-moi en lâchant un abonnement. Est-ce que tu donnes des codes? Ouais, je donne des codes. N'hésitez pas à vous abonner. N'hésitez pas à vous abonner, les potes.
Final solos competition. Can they catch Booga? His lead remains from the incredible shockwave plays earlier. All 100 players in the biggest day of their
Y'a pas de code, les gars. Je suis dans leur chat.
Fighting for their big share of the
Code donné par Solari. Bah si c'est les anciens codes, je pense pas que ça va marcher les gars. Je suis dans leur chat, là je vois pas.
Took home a victory royale. We're going to watch his drop in here as well as everybody else near the top of this board. As we go into these later matches, folks, keep in mind we're going to try and keep an eye on those that are closest to contention. That world champion position.
Merci pour l'abonnement, je sais pas qui s'est abonné. Merci à toi BG. J'ai eu le code, yes, j'ai gagné quoi? On met où le code? Faut mettre dans le launcher Big Games. Salam, merci Morla Mathieu.
All the way down to the east of Happy Hamlet. One more all the way to the top middle. Those getting picked up early are very, very important. A baller for Psalm already at the beginning of the game. It's like he may have been the only one to drop up here. And are you
Je regarde leur chat là. J'essaie de vous donner les codes récents les gars.
Like sure, he's only averaging 1 limb per match, you see, but he's in second place. So the values so key for placement. That's placed in the top 18 of every match. If we play 4 games, that means he's gotten placement points in every single match so far, Dr. Lupo. It's the big reason why he finds himself in second place. To be that consistent in this lobby, absolutely insane.
Gotta break 25 to get those points.
Arkham, Rux, fighting out in Westworld, as people do call it, this desert town. Arkham has had a couple games where he's just basically got fried right off the start. Can he turn around right now? He was top 15 earlier. Doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Rux, who's gotten the better of him in 2 of these previous games, having it back on him for a moment as that airstrike did come down.
Don't count him out just yet, though. This drop, honestly, one of the loot heaviest in the game. You have a lot of materials as well. A player like this,
donne le code. Ça marche pas sur Switch. Faut aller sur son Epic et rentrer. Ouais, Esper Renewal, n'hésite pas à t'abonner, les 13. Bienvenue aux nouveaux, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à liker.
If he could somehow bait Arkham into a bad spot and use those to his advantage, it could be the thing that swings the tide in this battle. Hasn't thrown the Chug Splashes. Yeah, I was going to say, wondering when he was going to begin to throw them, but there they are. Chug Splash is down. 0 limbs still as you'd expect, as he's still looking around for where Arkham could be.
Maybe the hope to save those. We didn't have to necessarily use them just yet. I think anticipation of combat before you know it, or at least the chance of it. Let's throw those down real quick. 40 HP shield. These two just kind of at a stalemate at the edge of the map, waiting to see if there's an opportunity to make a play. They are outside the safe zone quite a bit.
J'avais cru voir un code, mais non.
Zip lines or even the quad that spawns here might be the key to getting all the way into the safe zone.
Ça marche sur Switch. Ben, tu dois aller sur Google ou sur un navigateur pour aller sur ton Epic, quoi.
To do some damage before you know it. Only 96 HP is not going to necessarily be enough against a player with accuracy like Arkham.
But he does have the combat shotgun, which is the ultimate tool that's in the game. Rux still at 96 health, has those grenades in his back pocket. Hasn't thrown any more yet. 15 builds still remaining. A very intense fight for these two. The shot comes through. Down to just 41 HP. Rux versus Arkham. Who can come out on top? Rux still with high ground. Arkham down below. Will he begin to throw these grenades? It doesn't appear so. Only 6 builds left, and remember, with only 2 games remaining in the competition today, this could spell
Il n'y a pas de code pour l'instant, les potes. N'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à liker. J'ai gagné, vu que j'ai... Normalement, tu as gagné un spray, j'ai entré le code, on va voir. Tu peux envoyer un code pour... En fait, c'est dans un chat et je prends dans ce chat, les gars. Tous ceux qui ont un code, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à activer la cloche de notif.
A chance to pick up the 50 HP or shield because of Siphon. No damage dealt there, so Rux decides to opt his way out. King, one of our high Elim players, 35 HP, gonna try and get that med kit off, but he can't quite. Time to fight it out. A little bit of a build battle and see who can take ownership of the walls. King building up and layering yet again. Oh my goodness. The shockwave. He's actually going for it. Are you kidding me? Lunezi goes down, and King back up to 85 HP. What a play.
On the World Cup stage,
yeah, the kid,
he just shockwaved to the sky and tried to hip fire hand cannon his opponent.
With 35 HP.
Are you kidding me? With 35 health? Talk about confidence. It's such an insane play.
Pas de code pour l'instant, les bots.
Stompy trying to push on it. I believe this is Dubs on the other side of the wall. Stompy gets the wall, gets the elim. Down goes Dubs. And also in the elimination feed, Aqua, our Fortnite world champion from yesterday, has eliminated Tfue.
Match 5 out of 6, 1 left. Those players, the 16 that have already been eliminated, they still have 1 game remaining. But our current leader on the standings, Booga, down in Lucky Landing, gonna make a rotation away. Avoid any damage. At this point, gonna be the most important thing is getting ahead of the game here. As the storm is pressing on in, he's only against 1 other player down here in Lucky. So the opt to rotate out to the west towards the river, probably the best one in the situation. Doesn't want to get challenged. He's got a free rotation up now. Slip is right there. Without realizing it too, he is relatively close to 2 llamas in South Edge.
Oh là là, désolé les potes. Hein. Désolé, je peux avoir un spray plus un like plus un. Merci Mozer. Code, remets le code. Ah, je vais voir sur Google. Comment on fait pour gagner les sprays? Ben, c'est dans un chat et je copie du chat. Et j'ai des modos qui mettent des codes. Du coup, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à activer la cloche de notif, les gars. Un petit like, c'est cool. Subscribe me Andrew. Subscribe.
Show some aggression there for a moment, but decides no, they're going to fall on back. Don't want to take this 1v1 out in the open. Would rather go continue to loot on up, earn more materials because, hey, 45 builds, you think, that's a lot, but not in any case in a competitive lobby like this. And, well, since he fell back, he's able to get himself a combat shot pick.
Good about that. Clicks in the feet, picking up an elimination on Nate. Down to 81 players remaining as this first circle starts to close. 52 seconds left before that happens.
And this first zone, very central on the map. No super drastic rotations need to come on through. Here's a replay from earlier on of how Aqua challenged and eliminated Tfue. Tfue goes to the floor, Aqua gets the floor, and Tfue stands no chance, can't even fire a shot. And there's the frustration from Tfue. He knows he has not had the day he's wanted.
Pas de code pour l'instant les gars, je suis sur leur chat.
Getting shut down here at the Fortnite World Cup solo final.
I would say it's definitely a different playing field than a lot of these players are used to, no matter where they hail from. Because it's the first time that we've had multiple regions from the entire world all play within the same lobby, the same setups. It's all on LAN here, so it's just a different scenario for everybody. Especially on top of that, if you have younger players that have never had LAN experience, nerves can potentially play into it. But she pushes into the box, gets inside, and the elimination. Robams goes down here in Neo tilted.
And I like that a lot from Lecce, right? Because he's got 200 HP. He's already done a lot of damage to his opponent. He also does 23 more white damage, HP damage to realize, wait, I have a major health advantage as Booga begins to dance on the main stage. But he pushes on in, forces the play, and says, you know what, if you have a trap, I'm still going to survive through it. You're so little HP that I know I'll eliminate you, even if I take 150 damage per trap. Booga, I mean, I guess this is kind of the mindset he has right now. I'm in first. I've got Shadow Bombs, I've got a launch pad, I've got everything I need. Banny, if you want to play this game, bro, you can play this game. But Booga dances, and his opponent says, no thank you. No dance battle for me today, I'll back on up.
It's enough to pressure him to rotate
Imagine
away.
dancing and scaring away your opponent. That's when you know you're good at the game.
Whenever you dance, you scare me away too, Jack. Don't worry. 73 players remaining as Cease picks up an elimination. A reminder on the right side of your screen, the format for the day. Match 5 of 6. We have 10 points for a victory royale. You make it to top 5, it's only 7. You make it to top 15, that's 5. Top 25 is 3, and every elimination on the board is an additional point.
And also keep in mind,
ooh, a big 46. The white damage, a good signal for Booga that player most likely won't challenge unless that's the only thing they have left. No pressure there.
T'as des codes au moins. Bah, je suis sur le live de la Solari et c'est eux qui donnent les codes. Pourquoi y a pas le... Y a aucune idée en fait, c'est la Solari qui donne les codes. Et hier il y a plusieurs personnes, pas plusieurs, mais je pense une personne qui est tombée sur un code passe plus de KV Bucks. Du coup n'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à liker et activer aussi la cloche de notification.
Mech defeated to save the Fortnite Island.
Il y a les deux KV Bucks. Aucune idée en fait. Parce que vu que c'est la Solari qui lâche les codes.
Doesn't own it just yet. Very good question. At some point that's going to have to come out. Maybe pressure the player off of that campfire. Still can't get it. There it is. Still can't get it. These stalemates for taking walls, one of the highest pressure situations because you're on the verge of a box fight in which your opponent, you know they're going to push in. They have a trap that might take a wall and place it.
Ni le passe. Aujourd'hui il balance des codes avec V-Bucks ou pas. T'as aucune idée en fait, vu que c'est la Solari. Il y a des chats de... Il y a des mecs dans le chat de la Solari, ils ont dit qu'ils ont eu 2 KV Bucks, je sais pas. Franchement je sais pas. Au passage n'hésitez pas à liker, à vous abonner. C'est gratuit. N'hésitez pas aussi à mettre mon code créateur les gars, si vous le voulez. N'oblige à personne à le mettre, Reazyxvii.
But it went away almost instantly as this lobby has dropped a little bit quicker as things have gone on. People maybe getting more desperate, challenging more early game fights to see if they can get an advantage. Sam, who won our 4th game, using one of these big shields, and look at the inventory right now. Big shields, chug splashes, and I like that a lot. Sam, at first, decides, you know what, let me use this big shield. I'll get the full 50 health out of it. But because his opponent interrupts it, realizes, well, what's the lesser of 2 evils? That is popping 2 chug splashes, giving myself as much health as possible, and not playing greedy. I like that from Sam, a sign of a veteran player. You got to take what you can get, and that's a perfect example of it right there.
this point, he's waiting to see if there's an opportunity to sneak a shot through on the surface inside that ramp. He doesn't own it. Every time he does a little bit of damage, he has an opportunity to replace it, and he doesn't.
Alors les codes, c'est dans le chat de la Solari, je vois rien, c'est pas de ma faute. Peut-être en fin de game. Hein.
Those chug splashes coming in big. He might have to wait though. That last one. Don't know if we'll have time to use it. Pressure from the player inside. Rotating down, immediately popping a hole out and getting in his baller. Opts to not take that fight, and probably a very good call, seeing as how he took a ton of damage on the inside before he had a chance to move away. 110 total now. The baller's full HP though.
Here's Riverson. That legendary bolt sniper rifle. 175 total health, taking a bit of damage right there. Often set up on the left side of your screen in a metal box, really no one can be challenging that. Fully built metal. It's just something that when you see it in competitive Fortnite with how little ammo you
have. Oh, c'est saoulant, il n'y a pas de code. Les gars, n'hésitez pas à partager le live. Si on atteint l'objectif des 40 viewers, je lâche un code de 10 € V-Bucks. Ou alors, nouveau objectif, si on atteint les 1550 abonnés, je lâche un code de 10 € V-Bucks. 1550 abonnés. À vous de jouer.
And will get the combat shotgun, so a major upgrade from a common tactical shotgun up to a combat shotty. And I'm sure everyone that plays Fortnite knows just how good that is. But back over to Riverson, who's rolling on through the river.
I just have to say, I'm a little surprised that he opted to take the bolt over the Shadow Bomb. Looking at late game Fortnite, especially in competitive, oftentimes you see stacks of players on top of each other and no opportunity for a snipe. The Shadow Bomb is going to be a mobility he's not going to have. The baller's gone now.
Yeah.
It's inside this box. I don't know why he didn't take the Shadow Jab.
To be honest, I think Riverson viewed that as, all right, I have this baller. I'm going to play around the baller being my, well, Shadow Bombs for this game. And that's not the case. That was what just happened was the worst thing that could have ever occurred for Riverson. His baller's gone. He's got no movement items left, and now he's stuck on this mountain in a box fight.
Just quick note, Epic Whale is currently in 6th position. Riverson in 4th, so this is a battle at the top of the leaderboard, stuck inside a box, back and forth. And Epic cannot quite find the target. Riverson picking up a big leaderboard elimination right there.
That is a moment where I think nerves gets you a little
100%.
bit. You mentioned top 6, he's thinking in the back of his head, if I have a good game here, we're moving into the $1 million prize pots, and instead Riverson wins a fight that looked impossible to win, and is now set up on top of the mountain with near max.
Oh là là. Merci pour les abonnements. Hello, t'as combien de codes? En fait, merci pour l'abonnement, je sais pas c'est qui. YT Louise, si je dis pas de bêtises. C'est dans le chat de la Solari, c'est la Solari qui lâche les codes, donc il y a pas. En fin de game, je pense qu'ils vont lâcher des codes. Ils ont lâché plusieurs codes. Les nouveaux, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à lâcher un petit like.
Get a little bit of a higher view, doesn't want to be stuck down too low in case there's players rotating, maybe some shots on a baller soon. There's pressure being applied on others and ops into that fight as well.
And if you look at where Buka is right now, on your mini-map, the closest player on the west side of that zone, safe, and everyone has to move right towards him. Also, 6 minis, near max builds, 4 shadow bombs, 2 launch pads, a shockwave. Booga knows what a fantastic position he's in. If he can make it to late game, he basically has guaranteed placement.
Je sais pas, il reste combien de games?
Making his way through here. A little bit of the leftover collection. We'll have to do some picking up on the inside. Pretty lucky finds on the inside here. Quite a few materials. Flint knock. He's got to redeploy a ton of minis. Pretty optimal loadout for both mid-range, up close, depending on who's pushing him. Yep. Positional-wise, no launch pads, no shadow bombs. He does have a slip, but as soon as he's away from that thing, flying, he can establish a base, but making a move after that's going to be tough. And he is getting attacked from literally every angle on the way in. Players from all sides taking shots. He's going to have to try and push his way through for an elimination, or get out of this area almost immediately. What a tough spot to be in. Shots from both sides. Puts the trap down in anticipation of somebody pushing in, and literally cannot keep the walls up enough.
And that's the downside of being one of the last players to rotate from outside the zone. Everyone who's set up, including Bugha, knows, hey, if we just spray anyone, they've got to come this way. They're going to be floating right at us. If the whole lobby shoots at them, one of us is bound to get them. We're all going to get damage tags, and when the Storm Surge just popped up, everyone fiending for a little bit of damage to keep them above that threshold. Thankfully for the players in the lobby, only 2 more people need to drop before Storm Surge goes away, so don't think it'll come into play too much.
All I can imagine in a situation like that right now is from the Pro-Am, Tim the Tatman getting shot at from multiple sides.
Yep.
Salut You Tristan. Alors, il faut mettre dans le site Epic Games. Ouais, normalement, il faut mettre dans le site Epic Games. Les nouveaux, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à liker. Si vous voulez avoir des codes, il faut s'abonner, il faut liker, il faut activer la cloche de notification. N'hésitez pas aussi à partager. C'est la Solari, les gars. Dans le chat de la Solari, il n'y a rien malheureusement. Merci pour l'abonnement. Merci pour l'abonnement, celui qui s'abonne.
This is a zone on the high ground. It's directly on this mountain, so from pretty early on zone, it's going to get awkward right away. Bugha has made it in, but has taken a lot of damage. Will use some minis to get back up to 150. Has made it to the zone. Benji Fishy just below, who's currently top 13 in this game.
Salut, ok. Merci Tristan. N'hésite pas à activer la cloche de notification pour rater aucun des lives. Je vais bientôt lâcher un code, mais bon ça me saoule, ils mettent pas de code. Attends, je vais aller même voir sur Twitter.
You see in the minimap have already started to rotate in. They're making their moves now, but shots from Bugha and many others as these players are flying in. Community launch pads.
Tenez, j'ai un code, tenez.
Situations like this and no shield on that player. Bugha right now has a total of 16 elims.
Copier.
King is in second with 15.
Tu dois le mettre dans le launcher Epic Games. Site Epic Games. Mettez-le vite.
Issa did just go down to class, and we also saw Vivid drop a couple moments ago, so nothing really from Vivid this game, unfortunately. So far, continue to look on down. Expected drop coming on in. Everyone's made it up on the mountain right now, still some people on the edge. You see the likes of Cease still alive, Clicks, Zate, Creo, Cosmic, Skype, who earlier on took home a game of his own in Game 2.
Quick note, by the way, Riversun, who we saw eliminate the 6th place position, has gone down himself in 4th. So he is out of this game. 44 players reversing your feet, going down to Dementos. And we are not even at placement position just yet. And we're looking at the 6th to 7th circle transition starting in 10 seconds.
Faut mettre où? Faut mettre sur le site Epic Games. Il y a un mec qui l'a mis sur Twitter, sinon dans le chat Solari Fortnite.
Players going to be on rotation. Things are about to get real tough for a lot of
the edit. So to just wait, hop the ball and roll. Now, I don't think you can hold high ground from this early on. I mean, yes, high ground would be very good, but this is going to be a long rotation if you're going to wind up making that happen. Black's is up top for the moment. You see him soaring on over with the shockwave grenade, setting up, always getting ahead of the zone as far as possible. Pika there as well.
Back behind him, going to take even more shots at players on rotation. Very smart play is the Shadow Bomb, and he still has 3 more, so this rotation better be a good one. A chance to get ahead of a lot of people here.
I really do love this. He knows how close he is to placement points, and he's got such a lead right now that unless someone has a monster performance, if he just gets placement points, makes it to the top 25 again, with just 2 games left, that could be really all he needs to secure this Fortnite World Championship. And he got the zone. The zone's going back his way, but Bugha goes to edit out, and there's a shotgun waiting for him. Down to under 50 HP, frantically trying to pop these minis. The spray coming on through. Can our leader hang on to placement points? Storm Surge activated on some of the remaining players. Bugha peeks out again for a shot. Not going to connect yet. 32 players left. Shadow Bomb being used. Can Bugha make it to the top 25? 3 more points can be the difference between making it as our #1 player today or 2nd place. Bugha's still bouncing up. 30 players left. Just so frantically looking around for potential victim.
Bienvenue au nouveau. Hey, oh, y a pas le pass de combat. Aucune idée. Hein. C'est la Solari qui lâche, ou alors j'ai pris sur Twitter. Je prends des. Sur Twitter en fait. Il y a des mecs qui lâchent des codes. Attends, hop, on va essayer ce code. Bienvenue au nouveau, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à liker.
Players starting to drop left and right. Sky still sitting on a baller, as well as Fadge Pika with the ultimate high ground. And Booga right in the middle, right in the thick of it. Look on the outside. That's a very smart play. In that moment, you have a baller flying up. You don't want those players to hold on to those. Taking the shots to break it out. Maybe force an engagement.
Only 8 builds.
15 now.
Out of builds, no movement items, made it to top 15. For me, this is already a fantastic game for Booga. You've got placement points.
Comment on les met? Faut mettre sur le site Epic Games. Il a fait quoi?
He's back up to near full HP, and he's in the top 10, and he's got all the materials he could ever need. Booga, how are you making this happen? From no mats and no movement. One player nearby. Booga at 3 limbs, still ahead of the zone. He can absolutely win this game, Dr. Lupo. 2 away from more placement points.
Opts to drop the extra weapons in his inventory. A gold AR, the green pump, 6 minis and a campfire. 42 builds remaining. He's just looking. 5 players left. He is sitting in one of the best spots I think he could have possibly imagined. Creo picking up an elimination. He's sandwiched between Pika, Pisa's, Creo on the ultimate low ground. He's looking any chance to pop through when a player is not looking to get a shot in might be enough.
Still has mats, 1 player below. Booga just staying ahead of this. Has only taken 1 score tick so far. Player up top fighting, player down.
Mais on met où? Sur le site Epic Games, tu te connectes. Tu te connectes, puis tu cliques sur ton profil. Sur Google, tu te connectes à ton compte Epic Games. Puis normalement, tu aurais un emplacement pour mettre code. Tu as encore un code. Il y a plusieurs personnes qui l'ont sur Twitter.
0 builds in Pika's inventory. It's going to be tough. He's going to have to drop in and go for a fight. Cannot connect. Pisus finds that elimination. Creo gets the final one in game 5. Goes to Creo.
Ce qui a fait Topin là?
I don't think he can believe it. I don't know if anyone caught it at home, but what he does right there is Flint knocks the opponent, hits him for that body damage, and then shoots him into the zone. Great game for Creo right there, and you see repping his team. Ooh, clutching on up in the end. Here it is, the final moments. The zone closing play, a fully closed zone. Creo's got to build on up. You see, health advantage was to Pisus. Pisus would win that game, but a full damage Flint knock connects and swings the tide in his favor. Here it is one more time. Boom! Right to the chest, sends him into the zone, and wins the game. Done from Creo as he takes game 5, the victory royale, 10 points plus his eliminations.
Huge game there, and Jack, we still have one more.
We do. We still have one more game here at the Fortnite World Cup Finals. I don't see any way that Booga's fallen out of first with that performance. He absolutely popped off. We're about to take a look at our standings, but Booga may just be in a position where all he needs to do is find 1 or 2 points. And
there it is.
My
1 or 2? Are you kidding me?
Ladies and gentlemen, Booga sits atop his throne, far and away in first place. He is 1 game from $3 million. The most eliminations, tied for the most victory royales, by far the most points. Booga has put on a show and is nearing the title of Fortnite World Champion.
Here's a look at the remainder of your top 20 there. 17 points. That's what you need to break into the top 20, Jack.
Yep.
But even then, you're still 30.
Plus un abo, mais par contre, je comprends rien, j'ai reçu, mais pourtant j'ai bien su appuyer. Bah, tu dois redémarrer ton jeu. Les codes, ils pas aucune idée, The Best of Game.
Good luck, have fun, but we do have Jordan Fisher on the floor, one of our members of that last game.
Mon Graal qui passe au-dessus de Kinstar quand même.
Again, another stacked lobby right here at the end. Yo, hoping for some lucky health ticks in your favor, and that happened. Thank God for the best reaction for the wins so far today, in my opinion. Where's your headspace at going into this last game?
Right now, I'm on third. I just need to clutch up, make sure that I don't make any dumb plays. I just keep calm and keep how I've been playing.
Well, it's great work. Fantastic job. Great victory royale. Back up to you guys.
Great to hear from Creo right there as he takes game number 5, the nerves in those final moments. You saw the celebration. I think he even almost couldn't believe how it all ended on up. But victory royale, you know the difference between 21st and 20th is over $60,000. And a win like that, with how close the standings are, could make the difference between earning $50,000, which is still great, but $112,000, which is to follow. But we're not quite ready for Game 6 yet. We do have Balla over on Unreal Island with some analysis of Game 5.
Guys, I do have that, and what a performance here from Bugha today. Every single game almost placing consistently in the points and finding himself some eliminations as well. Only falling in that second game early on. We're going to take a look at some of the eliminations that led him to a top 5 finish here. Bugha, first off, breaking the baller on the side of zone, making sure that he knows exactly who's moving in. Why is he moving in with the baller inside of the zone, inside of the center? And then as well, getting an elimination here onto Kluja. Absolutely amazing job by Bugha there. He actually got into top 5. So an amazing finish. He's got 2 points from that, plus all the other performances, other placements in that match. We've got only 1 match remaining. Just like you guys said.
Yo, Gravir lol. T'as encore un code. Je vais voir ça.
So Lupo, courage, please close us out.
Thank you.
N'hésitez pas à vous abonner les gars.
So much on the line here this weekend of the
Merci à ceux
Fortnite
qui s'abonnent.
World
N'hésitez
Cup,
pas aussi à activer la cloche de
but
notif.
it's not the only thing that people are excited about with Fortnite right now, Dr. Lupo. There's always so much going on, and I'm sure a lot of people in this sold-out arena know. This week, it's time for a new season, and
yes, indeed.
You guys want to see the first tease for the new season of Fortnite? Ooh. I guess we should show it to him. I have not seen this before. Oh! All that Epic told us is think back. August 1st, 2019, the next season of Fortnite. Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is, Dr. Lupo?
CD in the third, I bet, is going nuts right now. Jack, Dusty Depot.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you guys excited for the next Fortnite season? August 1st, all will be revealed. And my God, I got the chills right now. That's the first time we saw that. They didn't show us anything.
It is.
Oh my goodness, you see how excited everyone is. And we are moments away from the final game. Everything that's happened. You see the leaderboards, you see how far it is. You're Bugha, you're up by so much. What's the rest of this lobby thinking right now?
It might at this point be a battle for second place, Jack. Such a lead right now. Bugha showing why he feels as though he deserves world champion.
Yeah.
And at this point, I mean, you can't really blame him. He's playing out of his mind, playing incredibly intelligently. Positioning is key, and he's going for placement every single time. He's showing why he's on top of the leaderboard.
I can't believe he is so far and away the best. It has been something that I think a lot of people expected him to do well, but this well, anyone to perform this well, be this far ahead, unbelievable in a stacked lobby like this. Folks, use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Tell us your thoughts on the teaser we just saw, on what you're expecting from these final games, on your thoughts overall on the World Cup. It has been such a blast to be at this point. I cannot believe the road from where we started to here. These online qualifiers, everyone coming on in, the big names, the teams getting involved. Fortnite competitive is at a fantastic point, and with the millions watching online, I think it's a testament to how well it's doing.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. You see a look down at the players getting ready for their final match of the day. 6 games total, the end of this next and final match. We will find out who the Fortnite World Champion in the solos competition is. If you're online, make sure you give some shout outs to those that you think could climb the board. It is still anybody's game. We've seen crazy comebacks before, and it would not surprise me to see it again. Jack, going into this last match.
Yes.
The nerves for some of these players probably at an all-time high.
Yes.
You have to realize there's going to be more after this, though.
Oh,
there's
for sure.
got to be more after this, Jack.
Yeah, this is not the end by any means. Yes, it's the biggest event in Fortnite competitive history, but there is still a bright future for this game. The new season coming out, more and more to be announced, I'm sure, very, very soon. All I know is the players are getting loaded on up and ready. You see them all looking around.
Mets-le s'il te plaît, Iwan, on peut utiliser 100 fois. Celui-là, c'est pour le
So
sprint.
many people here I've met this weekend, Ben, have been. It's their first ever gaming event. You know, not a lot happens in the Northeast because of, well, quite frank, how expensive it is to run events in this area of the country. But Epic do it, and they did it in style. What a fantastic venue. The marshmallow performance earlier. I saw how excited everyone was outside at the fan events too. It's been so cool, and I've been a part of so many competitive gaming events up to this point. This might be my favorite. This might be my favorite. I'm saying it right now.
It's touching, Jack. I appreciate that.
It is. I mean, it might just be. And that's all I know. I keep looking around, seeing everyone just excited, flowing back on in after the bathroom breaks, waiting for this last game. We appreciate your patience as we just get the lobby all set up. Want to make sure everything's all set and good to go. Remember, after this ends, if you're in the venue, don't just rush on out to get home and go back outside of the fan experience. We're going to crown our champion. We're going to crown our world champion. You want to be here for that big moment. Congratulate them. Celebrate the achievement. The trophy. How are they going to get that trophy home to the players? Because
Jack, I'll give you $20 if you charge down there and grab that thing right now.
I almost threw the headset down. I almost threw the headset down, and I thought, you know what, if I don't do that...
Case, aucune idée, c'est la Solari qui lâche les codes.
I believe. Again, you know, look at these lobbies. We played on these setups the other day. You know, you can't really creative. You can just sit there. So you're looking at the leaderboards, and we're used to in-game tournaments, right, where you can go and see the prize pool and see how the split works. The solo and duos you see there on the screen. The solos, you know, competition is there. You click compete, and the prize pool pops up in-game at $3 million for first. And it, like, that's where it first set into me that we were actually at the World Cup final.
Yeah. When it's right there on the screen in front of you, it's real. Two of the fan favorites, Dubs and Mega, on your screen right now, and I gotta love that kid's hair.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have hair like that. There's Issa, who I know has quite the loyal following online. So many people were excited to see him perform this weekend. So much pressure for these guys. I look at the fans around the venue. Everyone excited for these games to continue. As I think the skins in the background, the Chicken and the Raptor, were battling with the Thunder Six that provided to some of our fans in the venue today. Creo again, our winner from that last game. The thoughts going through his head right now must be, I've got to rise this leaderboard. I've got to get as high as possible. Reverse, recently announced as a member of TSM. Always seems like something's going on in Fortnite competitive. Now I think a lot of people wondering too, what's next to come, right? Is it more solos and duos? Is there going to be more of a focus on trios? I know a lot of people have been looking forward to that. Do teams now switch up after seeing this performance? Do you think teams begin to switch up if they're going to play trios on who they should have in on their squad?
One of the things I noticed watching the few trio tournaments that we've seen over the last couple weekends, teams really have kind of mixed who they typically play with. That being said, one of the things I love the most about watching those is that the groups, it's always changing. And I think that exemplifies just how connected the competitive community really is. A lot of these players, they're all friends. Yeah, we see, you know, Skeptic holding up the L to the camera, which is very funny, and you know, people doing emotes on each other.
Mais un code avec passe. Aucune idée les gars, c'est la Solari qui lâche. Les nouveaux, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner en sur le live, n'hésitez pas à lâcher un petit like.
Because they all recognize, you know, they're all here for the same thing. It's a competition. On top of that, it probably doesn't hurt that they all take home $50,000 at a minimum, right? Every single player. So yeah, that definitely can't hurt. But real quick, before we move on, Jack, I just want to ask, did you ever think that any of these players, the list of names, do you think we'd see these players at this event? I mean, we've watched them grow and change over 10 weeks of qualifiers. We saw people kind of rise up out of nowhere sometimes. And the other side of that, we have players like Tfue, who've been well known for forever. It's amazing to see the list.
Yo, Team The Game, t'es nouveau, n'hésite pas à lâcher un petit like et à t'abonner, à aussi activer la cloche de notification. Je lâche des codes pour des sprays, V-Bucks et passes de combat.
And Sundown is over on Unreal Island with a breakdown of how he made it to this point.
Thank you so much, Lupo and Courage. And with one match left in the Fortnite World Cup final, one match to put everything on the line.
Oui, c'est des vrais. Après, ça dépend, c'est la Solari qui lâche. Et c'est des codes quasi que des sprays, mais aussi il y a des codes V-Bucks et passe de combat. Mais bon, ils sont rares.
I'm going to play aggressively. I'm going to look to get in their faces, get in the end game. The player who qualified from the start made a name for himself after the host and continuing running through. Let's take a look into some of his eliminations and how he's been able to build himself a 15-point lead over the best of the best in the world, and he's doing it by intelligent rotation, getting to the far side of the zone and then hitting his shots. Kid, Bugga says bring the rest of the lobby on. I'm looking to go aggressive. We talked about King and his shoot first mentality, but the difference between King and Bugga is Bugga chooses his spots when to go. He knows when he needs to hold off, when he needs to be safe for a second, and when he can go aggressive. You see him stall just for a minute there against Creo, who's pushing in to the top 3, and he is able to execute the game plan, come up with the victory royale, and keep pushing forward. Now again, you know, right now, he has 0 elims, able to pick up 1 right there, but he's chasing back into the storm. He's not looking to run forward, he's looking to catch them afterward. And same thing there, dropping down, picking up Kinzo, breaking the trap, and this one in particular, incredibly well done. With the infantry rifle, laying down the shots.
Ça dépend là, ça fait environ 15 minutes qu'ils n'ont pas donné de code.
I really like to see about Bugga afterward. Every single time he hits those shots, real quick, he's just making sure he gets everything clean. No sweat going on him, no sweat indeed, because he is sweating out the rest of the lobby. If you see Sentinel's Bugga running at you, you need to be defensive or disengage, because he is not letting it go. He wants the top spot. He wants to be your wire-to-wire leader, and he wants to name himself the best Fortnite player in the world. One more match left. Lupo and Courage, take it away and close us out.
Great stuff, Sundown. Gotta tell a story of how our player in first place has made it this far. Again, we appreciate your patience as we just get a couple things sorted in the lobby, but I believe I've received word. Everything is set. It all comes down to this. Millions and millions played online. Only 200 qualified for the Fortnite World Cup Finals, and this is the last game. The battle bus has launched one more time. The Fortnite
N'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à lâcher un petit like les potes.
ends right here.
Dernière game lancée.
Deuxième, t'es le deuxième meilleur joueur du monde, ça va. C'est pas mal quand même.
C'est pas mal, puis ça paye bien, donc bon, rien n'est fait.
Et là du coup la dernière.
Les nouveaux, n'hésitez pas à lâcher un petit like et à vous abonner, c'est la Solari. Ouais, c'est la Solari.
Spread of players across the screen. There's your top 10 on the left side. Bugga, Song, Creo, Skype, Nate, Riverson, Rux, and the rest. Average placement thus far of 25th.
On est 14 sur le live les gars, ça arrive, on est 14 sur le live. Tous les nouveaux les gars, n'hésitez pas à lâcher un petit like et à vous abonner. Si vous vous abonnez, je vais lâcher les codes. C'est la dernière game. Normalement ils vont lâcher des codes. Créo il est 3ème. Le G1 il est 3ème.
Hails from Pennsylvania, 16-year-old player. Sentinels qualified the very first week
j'ai perdu des...
of the World Cup.
Quand je te dis j'ai perdu des dégâts de chute, j'ai perdu des dégâts de chute en fait. Hein. 4 fois je suis mort de chute.
Can't wait for him to get home.
Tenez un code des potes, ça arrive. Copier. Merci pour les abonnements. N'hésitez pas aussi, bienvenue aux nouveaux, n'hésitez pas aussi à activer la cloche de notification. Mettez ce code des potes. Mettez ce code, on est 15 sur le live. Bienvenue à tous. 1508 abonnés les potes, on visait 1515. N'hésitez pas à vous abonner les potes. La cloche de notification aussi joue.
Is Skype, who was in 4th place.
Wow, so a little bit of pressure already
gone from that top spot. Zeus just looting.
Il y a un mec sur Twitter qui donne des codes pass de combat, il en reste 4. C'est Yante. On va aller voir ça. Désolé les gars, ça a bugué. C'est bon. Je vais aller voir si Yante...
Interesting loadout, that gold combat very early. That's a very solid pickup to start this match. Single shockwave remaining.
T'as dit Yante... Attends. Chercher... Je le connais mais bon. Lui il fait des concours si j'ai pas de bêtises.
Great starting inventory. Swap on over. Blaster in a fight. Side pressure plan. Player nearby, only at 73 HP, but again, when you're this far into the tournament, you kind of get to a point where you just got to go for it. You got to just force an engagement. You got to get 4 points up. Shot comes on through. Not able to get it done as of yet. Blaster still healing up. Will have bandages to get back up to, I think, 75 HP.
Feed, it looked like Tfue picking up an elimination. See here how things play out. 90 players.
Je le tech, n'hésite pas à t'abonner. Les nouveaux, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner, lâcher un petit like. Plaisir.
Bandaging on the egg. Blaster just hanging out here. That player down below. Going to see if he can take shots here in a second. T-Chub's going to roll all the way down. Looks like no engagement going to happen here. Yarkos, Ledwicki, 2 players that have faced off against each other a number of times. Going to go for the wall and in fact get it. Gets the angle inside and pushes on through. A solid aggressive play from Ledwicki to pick up his first elimination of Game 6.
Very clean, and that will end Yarkos' Fortnite World Cup run. Solid performance earlier on. We'll see where he stacks up with the rest of this lobby when it's all said and done. Reminder, this is our final game here tonight.
On est 11, c'est une blague. Tu peux m'offrir un... Ah, merde. Tu peux m'offrir un skin dans la boutique. Mais si tu veux que je te fasse un skin, n'hésite pas à t'abonner, à liker. C'est chiant, il pop que des sprays. Par contre, ça, j'avoue.
Angled down through a handful of edits here at Mega Mall. He's going to push around the side and try and make his way inside. Mall itself, Pika earned 12 of his total points in just the last match, and I think that says a lot about what is possible. In 11th place when we rolled into this game, Pika trying to find a way inside, pushing down through the outside. Does in fact get the wall replaced. Are you kidding me? Used the shockwave to get down the wall that his player inside was smacking out with it. That's unbelievable.
He basically called the bluff. He called the bluff. The guy was trying to break the wall to secure it for his own. Pika was like, okay, break the wall for me. I'll just replace it my own.
Et qu'il a vu. Ça tente de les repousser parce qu'il sait qu'il y a quelqu'un juste à côté de lui. Il est là justement.
Okay. Je trouvais ça quand même un peu gâché.
C'était un méga mall, j'ai eu peur.
Et toi, Rezy, t'as le pass frais. Je l'ai pas encore eu, les gars. Mais bon, je pense que il lâche sur 100 codes, il en lâche un des passes. Je regarde aussi sur Twitter.
I do not blame him for being aggressive here. Knowing that players may be a little sparse in terms of loot, he's trying to track Keenstar on the outside, rotating around the edge of Mega Mall. These 2 players going to end up on top of each other before you know it. Oh my gosh. Floor loot.
Okay.
A heavy sniper rifle.
And another slurp. Okay.
He's looking for it.
It's like Batman.
See him watching.
Waiting.
Dropping on in, does use those audio cues to try and track down the opponent underneath. Opts to back out of the fight for just a second. Get a different angle. Pika's awareness inside Mega Mall is insane. Knowing exactly where his opponents are and exactly when to push. Already picked him 1 elimination using those skills. Going to see if he can find a second player in the slip. Going for the snipe. Oh, and he can't quite connect.
Imagine what would have happened in this arena if he hits that shot.
Damn.
He dabs after it. And he dabs after it. He's like, all right, this is mine. See you guys.
Oh là là, mais il veut pas lâcher des codes, c'est abusé.
In the Mega Ball area.
Merci pour l'abonnement.
Pika just gonna go back.
Des codes, il marche pour moi. Merci IliasDZ pour ton code. Water Alcobian, n'hésite pas à t'abonner. Subscribe-me, les anglais. Skun YT. On est 14 sur le live, les gars, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner. 1409 abonnés.
A couple boxes of each other, maybe a fight will break out here.
Snow rolling in the top right as well. Now the baller.
N'hésitez pas à vous abonner. Les codes. Salut BG. Yo Zilo, je vais te dire. Ou Kiwa. On est 14 sur le live, les gars, n'hésitez pas à lâcher un petit like. N'hésitez pas aussi à mettre mon code créateur, les gars. Je le mets dans le chat. Mon code créateur, les gars, mon Epic Games, n'hésitez pas à m'ajouter ou à mettre mon code créateur. Moi j'ai fait un game, il y a un code qui passe là-bas. C'est que des sprays. Knight il est mort. Knight mort. Dommage. Knight il meurt.
Health very similar between the two. Slight advantage to Arkham right now.
Have to imagine that almost every 1v1 between these two has played out so complexly. We're watching
est-ce que le plus rare ça va leur vêtement d'armes? Attendez, je vais regarder un truc.
Cat and mouse. It's literally cat and mouse in this fight.
Epic Games.
This is one of the most insane 1v1s I think I've ever seen. 64 HP remaining. Bandy's gonna have to back all the way to the top. Maybe the campfire down.
C'est YouTube drop, je pense.
Gonna have to wall against that. The ramp to save him. One chance for the minis. He's going to wall off. Still back and forth between these two titans. The campfire goes down. As soon as that wall edit happens, the ramp inside just to prevent any push from the opponent. Arkham finding another angle might be the only option at this point. The campfire, though, is going to have dealt a lot of HP back to Baney. Shot through, can't quite connect. Here we go. Pressure up top. And gosh, dude, the pyramid block. Finally, the Storm deciding it's time to play the fight out.
C'est que des sprays, je me suis déjà abonné, j'ai mis un pouce bleu, merci Nol. Pour l'instant je pense que c'est que des sprays, je suis pas sûr.
Moving across the map now, it's Pika. We were complimenting so much on how easily he can move through these boxes in Mega Mall, how he can navigate these areas, and it looks like that same exact pattern is continuing. It's Flexi, who's at a major health disadvantage, but as I say that, does hit a quick little shotgun shot that I think will push Pika away for a moment or make him reassess what he's doing. Maybe a misclick. It looked like he didn't really mean to do that.
Actually, they're going to have to try and take some sort of aggressive stance soon. A minute on this Storm before it closes, and he's not in the next safe zone. Rogue sharpening your feet, picking up an Elim. We're down to 68 players remaining. Outside of that 70 range, where the Storm starts to tick on him.
Pika, no wall in place yet.
He's just trying every chance he can to take these walls.
Merci pour les abonnements.
This is the speed of these players. This is some insane stuff. This is why they're here at the World Cup. Can't quite hit the shot. He did a reset, took the other corner out, just as the opponent inside takes a shot with the shotgun. Can't quite connect. Still going for these wall replaces. Ooh. Big hit there, down to 16 HP.
And he's got no mats. He's got 2 total builds, so with the zone pushing as well, this looks like it's got to be a shadow bomb play. Pika is actually going to dive into the zone to make his path a little bit less predictable. Will take the long route. 10 health, he's got a launch pad. I'm going to tell you right now, Pika is not happy. Yeah, you see him kind of sigh right there. Uses both shadow bombs. Uses all the materials he has. Literally can only build one wall, can't even box up for safety. Uses one of his launch pads to... Not a fun spot to be in for Pika. Look, still can't even build one box.
Does have the minis. He's got a campfire in case he wants to put it down. I think the fear at this point is if he puts that campfire down, it's like a signal flare for anybody around. This is the box to push. Meanwhile, Tifu Dusty Divot flying across, landing near more opponent builds potentially. Back down, shots at the target he was right next to. Point is if he puts that campfire box alone, you see in the mini-map a handful of players around Dusty Divot. Clicks, reverse, Bizzle you see on the top. Pretty far out there.
Merci pour les abonnements les potes. On est 15. Askip, il y a des codes de 2000 V-Bucks. Askip, c'est pas sûr, mais il y a des rumeurs qui vont lâcher des codes de 2000 V-Bucks. Pour l'instant, il n'y a plus de codes. Pas cool ça. Je regarde sur Twitter les potes, attendez. Peut-être des mecs qui lâchent des codes.
It is Clicks on the other side of this wall. So Tifu versus Clicks. Veteran versus the up-and-comer. Tifu backing up for the moment. It looks like there's another player nearby as Clicks will just say, nope, don't need this anymore. We'll fly away. Karhu goes down on the elimination feed. Cease goes down on the elimination feed. 3 players left. No Storm Surge in this one yet.
Copier. Merci pour les abonnements. Ajoutez-moi les gars, n'hésitez pas aussi à mettre mon code créateur, c'est gratuit. Merci si vous le faites. Un petit soutien. Hop, faut attendre que cela arrive. Il y a aussi des codes sur Twitter qui traînent par-ci par-là. Je les utilise. Hein.
One box away from an opponent. 54 HP, needs to perfectly edit one of these walls and get a shot down range. You see his opponent not sitting still for any moment. He expects him to drop it, and that's exactly what happens. He's finding the patterns and how his opponent likes to play these box fights. But still with no healing and his opponent jumping back up, you gotta think some shields will be replenished and Stacey will be at even more of a health disadvantage.
C'est un code ou pas? Faut le mettre où le code? Sur le site Epic Games.
Snazy's hope may be to catch him off guard. There we go. Here's the Shadow Bomb, going to rotate up and away, use that redeploy and try and make his way into the safe zone. Only 54 HP, he's not quite safe yet, but now it's the chance to look to the right. Get a couple shots, player inside the box as he lands right next to him. The edit through and Rogue Shark sets the trap and gets him. Tough play there, Clicks. Meanwhile, 1 elimination, 62 builds. Sit on 2 Shadow
C'est encore un code spray. Oh non. Désolé les potes. Désolé. Mais bon, c'est la Solari, c'est sur Twitter, il y a plusieurs mecs, c'est un code pass, je pense pas. Je pense pas malheureusement.
Imagine he picks up 1 elim on someone who's can kind of fill those numbers up. Looking at it, it'd be a great spot for late game. 7 RPG, still very, very good. 69 total builds down to 60 now. 56 players remaining. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final game of the solo competition here at the Fortnite World Cup. It literally all comes down to this.
5 players will become millionaires right after this game. Tifu just picked up his 3rd elim. Still has a launch pad, some great loot on the player that they just took down. But he doesn't have the zone again. He does have 2 launch pads, and eventually he'll use one of those. He wants to make sure he makes some of those placement points, and there it comes. Launch pad used. Will Tifu get beamed? Right, that is one of those moments where you're just thinking, Ben, please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me. Let's launch pads. Great to make it out through one team.
Literally flying past the windows of opponents, going to land on top of the
il a 3 kills.
Somebody underneath. Start layering up 86 builds, still has another launch pad, has a boogie just in case, maybe a baller rolls past.
C'est quand les codes passés? Pas grave mec, tranquille, je te trouve cool. Merci The Best of Game. 1511 abonnés, merci à tous les gars.
The loadout here, look at this, 2 campfires, 10 redeploys, 2 shockwaves, 6 minis, but no medium ammo, Jack.
A crazy note with Bugha. When the Fortnite World Cup qualifier started, Bugha qualified in League 1, in NA, in 1st place.
Oh là là.
From the moment Fortnite World Cup started, he finished atop the North America region. And now in another spot again where it can happen, and he's just dancing up top. He knows really this is his to take unless someone has legitimately the best performance in the history of a Fortnite. Bugha should be our Fortnite World Champion. Tfue and Reazyxvii fighting on the bottom right of your screen. Sam, who's trying to contest and take that throne. Replay did get his first limb of this game, and you see the fist bump right there. That was Clicks who gets cut down.
At this point, 51 players remaining. This lobby is going to get very, very tight. Going into this match, Sam was 2 points ahead of third place, but 15 points behind first.
Talk about a lead. As we've just now hit our top 50
C'est quand les codes
in this
passent?
game. Arkram
Les
goes
codes
down.
passent. Aucune idée.
Solve one elimination. Can he close the gap? If you think about it right now, he's still 15 behind Ben. Bugha's still in this game. What he needs right now, Bugha to go down, and he needs 5 more limbs and a victory royale, but no! No! Sam gets caught off guard. It's Zayt, and as that happens, Bugha gets a limb. The pieces are falling into place, and Bugha's about to call checkmate.
Tfue on your screen here. 3 eliminations. Still has the launch pad, sitting on a pretty similar loadout. Not a lot has changed as he's waiting, biding his time, looking for eliminations up above the rest, though. Bugha
hasn't had to move in 5 minutes.
Nope.
He's had height. He hasn't had to move in 5 minutes. He's sitting so pretty. Here's that a limb that we missed when Sam got taken out. And
are you kidding? Look at him laugh. Look at him absolutely laugh. Quick one
Oh le shoot qu'il a mon pote.
It's a gift. Is it his birthday? That's about as free as it gets.
Bugha might be the luckiest player with zone placement I think we've ever seen in a competitive Fortnite match. Sitting atop his tower, a castle of metal, unthreatened.
And he built it with metal earlier. And
Rezy, t'as pas un pote qui a des codes pass qui au moment à la World Cup? Si j'ai un pote, mais il me répond pas. C'est ça le problème. Raptor.
This is the leaderboard in the game itself. Bugha on top, nobody nearby, no threats, nothing. Now with the zone moving, everyone's soaring, and this is where it picks up quick, folks. The final moments of the Fortnite World Cup. We're watching Bugha. Oh, please.
Merci pour l'abonnement, merci à celui qui s'est abonné, 1512 des potes.
Picking up a pair in the feed there. Fledermois and Dubs both go down. Gonna be 2 very good eliminations there. 38 players remaining. Top 25 is when placement starts to come in, and Bugha is looking for shots.
Attendez les gars, j'arrive.
Everybody flying around. Still has that high ground advantage. Peasus and others looking to try and contest it. Reazyxvii moving up as well. Ballers still rotating in the low ground. Tfue making his way across. A lot of damage coming in. Only 1 minute in the inventory and 15 builds remaining. A tough spot.
He's so close to placement, but can he survive? King with elimination.
Player count continuing to drop. Bizzle, Takamura, Zayt picking up multiple eliminations. 30 players remaining, 29. We get closer and closer. Reazyxvii goes down. Tfue eliminated in the box. Kurtz picks that one up.
Now we'll end Tfue's Fortnite World Cup. Zayt drops off high ground for the moment. Bugha's still alive in this game in the bottom right of your screen. Still a max HP. He's made it in the top 25. At this point, it's basically a victory lap. Yeah, he's getting beamed out of the sky, but he doesn't care. He'll drop on in, pop some minis. King on the top right had 6 limbs. The guys
Si te réponds et tu le donnes de quoi, tu peux me donner un s'il te plaît. Mais je pense qu'il prend en prendre 2. En vrai,
Bugha picking up another elimination. Takamura goes down.
Bugha now into your top 20. Mongrel, your Fortnite World Cup is over. Vivid's still alive in this game. It's crew with 4 limbs atop our leaderboard right now. Has most limbs of who's still alive. Bugha there as well. Has all the ammo in the world, not a lot of materials. Let's see how he weasels his way out of this one.
Ball boom, the ultimate high ground. T-Chef going for a challenge up top. Does in fact take it over. Meanwhile, Bugha, box fight for his life. A little back and forth here. He's waiting to see if this player rotates out. There it is, a big shot. Another elimination.
And he's got near max
Boga, elle est trop chaud.
I've never seen anybody play in a competitive Fortnite match with a smile on his face like this kid right now, but he is absolutely dominating every single player he's run into thus far. Looking for a shot here, quick couple of edits, rotating back away, pressure from above, and he's immediately going to wall that off. The kid's
Top 10! He's smiling! He knows it! He knows it!
Absolutely ridiculous.
9 players left. Unrelenting is Booga. Hasn't dropped out of first since today started. There's all the remaining players.
Zaid. Non, les Français sont morts. Zaid, il vient de mourir.
Set up for a moment. Pyramid comes through. Booga still alive. Shots going down. Can't connect with that one. One build left. The final moments of Fortnite.
Oh là là. Oh là là. Ah, dommage.
Doesn't even matter. 4 players, 3 players remaining. It's a fight out for the victory royale in game 6. 1v1. Crew still in it. T-Chubb as well. Back
Il va mourir.
and it might come down to a
Il va mourir. Ah, il est mort. Il est mort, il est mort.
Following it all the way in, and T-Chubb goes down.
Creux, il a fait top 1. Oh là là. Peut-être qu'il va terminer dans le classement. Peut-être qu'il a le top 10 là. Je donne mon pseudo. Ajoutez-moi les gars. Reazyxvii, n'hésitez pas à mettre mon code créateur. C'est aussi mon code créateur. Booga, il a gagné, GG.
Mais les fleurs sont déjà sur lui.
C'est pas
il
ici.
est là. Tout le monde le sait. Le grand champion du monde, les amis. C'est lui. C'est Booga, le premier champion du monde de Fortnite.
En solo, il l'a fait. 6 games. Entré dans l'histoire. Un joueur très jeune, certes, au niveau de son âge, mais pas au niveau de son jeu. Tellement intelligent dans chaque mouvement, dans chaque prise de décision. À chaque fois que la caméra passait sur lui, on le sentait dans une situation gérée, maîtrisée de A à Z. Les prises de combat sont bien faites, surtout en late game. Et je pense qu'en plus, il doit être top killer. Donc vraiment, cette victoire, même si là, il n'a pas l'air de réaliser, c'est mérité à 100%.
Il dit, ouais, ben, bro, je sais pas ce qui s'est passé, je sais pas.
3 millions de dollars, mesdames et
Cet homme
messieurs.
est le meilleur joueur du monde de Fortnite. Et c'est incontestable. C'est pas de la luck, il a même pas joué pull. C'est ça, il a même pas joué pull en plus.
C'est vrai.
Il a détruit tout le monde. Et là, vous avez toute la famille évidemment de Booga. Bah, 3 millions de dollars.
3 millions de dollars, justement.
Et en plus, Booga, elle s'est qualifiée la première semaine. Il a été qualifié, je crois, genre 4 semaines d'affilée ou un truc comme ça. Enfin, voilà, c'est tout.
Regardez-le. C'est juste irréaliste.
Ah là, il peut foutre la daronne à l'abri sans poser aucun problème.
Devant une vingtaine de milliers de personnes dans le stade, être capable.
Sur les streams, je sais même pas combien de gens, mais.
Plus d'1 million, on l'a dit tout à l'heure, et ça on parlait que de Twitch. Au niveau mondial, et dans tous les cas, après les articles de presse qui vont sortir, tout ce qui va en découler, c'est bon. Je pense que pour lui, sa vie est déjà bien partie. Maintenant, j'ai envie de dire, ce genre de profil, il ne s'arrête pas à ça, tu vois ce que je veux dire. Il va vouloir être là l'année prochaine à remettre son titre en jeu et à le conserver.
C'est un jeune, il a soif de victoire, tu vois. Et justement, l'année prochaine, s'il y a une autre Coupe du Monde, évidemment, il va vouloir défendre son titre.
Ouais, ou son circuit, peu importe. Mais il sera là, c'est sûr, malgré les 3 millions dans la poche qui vont lui permettre d'être à l'abri, de mettre toute cette famille à l'abri.
Sa vie est à l'abri, là il est très bien. Mais encore une fois, c'est pas de la luck, c'est pas de je ne sais quoi. Ce joueur-là a démontré que oui, putain, c'est le meilleur joueur du monde. Il n'y a pas photo, c'est incontestable. Il a détruit tout le monde. Son gameplay, toutes les games, il a régulé. Il a loupé une
pour le classement. Et regardez, Booga, tu l'as dit premier.
Kite 7ème, Nate
Bravo.
8ème, Skype qui remporte un demi-million.
Bravo Skype, un demi-million d'euros, 26 points pour les deux joueurs, mais à la différence, justement parce qu'il a un top 1, Skype prend cette place, et vous avez vu que le cash prize c'est pas le même du tout. Hein. Donc du coup, elle est importante cette 7ème place, un demi-million d'euros.
C'est King, le tout petit, le killer fou.
L'Argentin, il est remonté, hein. Il était 10ème avant cette dernière game.
900 000 $ pour lui.
Waouh.
On va voir le top 20 aussi, les amis.
Par contre, on parlait beaucoup des Américains.
Graal 13ème, finalement qui revient. Mika qui est là, et malheureusement King qui n'est plus dans le top 20. C'est dommage, je crois qu'il doit être 21 ou 22.
Il doit pas être trop loin, ouais. Dites-nous le chat, je crois que c'est top 26 de ce que je vois. Mais dites-nous le chat, 21ème, 26ème, essayez de nous dire.
21ème,
non, 26ème, je crois.
C'est dommage évidemment. Mais bon, encore une fois, moi j'ai été impressionné par King parce qu'il avait un gameplay qui était fou.
Oh là là.
Il y avait la manière, tu vois. En même temps que le résultat, il y avait la manière. Et ça, ça a pas de prix.
Mais
il
par
les
contre,
a
le gars,
soulevés.
c'est incontestable. C'est vraiment le meilleur joueur du monde. Genre vraiment, c'est.
Ladies and gentlemen, this cup is yours. One more time, your world champion, Vous Donne! Oh man, I won't lie, I have a tear in my eye for you, bro. Congratulations. I'm just gonna ask the most generic question in the world. How do you feel right now?
Words can't even explain it right now. I'm just so happy. Everything I've done, the grind, it's all paid off, and it's just insane.
So the last game I noticed you changed it up a little bit. You decided to change your drop spot. At what point in that game did you know that you locked it up?
Well, pretty much. I got to center zone after getting like a llama, so it was pretty much just sealed from there. I don't know. Yeah.
Now, I know that you have some family here today. They're right there. Who you playing for here, bud?
My whole family, man. Sentinels.
And finally, you know what? I don't even think we need to say anything else. Give it up one more time. Your champion of the world, Booga! Let's get the whole team out here. Let's get everybody. I want everyone in this stadium one more time. Put your hands together for this young man. He just made history. History. $3 million in prizing. The greatest Fortnite player in the world, hands down. There is not even a question. And for all of us here in Arthur Ashe Stadium, we want to thank you all so much for joining us on this incredible journey. This has been the Fortnite World Cup Finals. This has been not only our event, not only his event, but your event as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you on the battle bus.
This is what it's all about. The Fortnite World Cup Finals ends right here. The biggest day of their entire lives. 100 players, the battle bus is loaded. It is time. Shots coming in. No elimination yet for the first game victory.
Se venir pousser. Oh là là. Oh là là. De 6 dépôts. De 6 dépôts. Hop. En pseudo. Bon les gars, je pense que je vais arrêter le live. Oh mon dieu, il a sauvé tout le monde. Je vais arrêter le live. Merci à tous les gars. Rendez-vous demain ou alors ce soir pour la boutique et des parties perso, des skins à gagner. N'hésitez pas à activer la cloche de notif. C'était Reazy. Peace tout le monde.